This video continues with page 80. Naruto, The Bonds of Team 7. Page 80. Looking at the creature in the cabin with multiple cracks on its body, a bony tail on its thigh, wings on its back, skin like tree bark, a third eye on its forehead, and horns on its head, Ninja World Orochimaru narrowed his eyes. This is Clone Stitcher. He is a being that combines the Uchiha clan's Sharingan, the Hyuga clan's Byakugan, the Kaguya clan's corpse veins, the Senju clan, and the Uzumaki clan's special physique. Imperial Orochimaru licked his tongue. It's wonderful. Ninja World Orochimaru gently stroked the nutrition cabin. The creature inside seemed to sense something and suddenly opened its eyes, revealing the blood-red Sharingan and the Byakugan on his forehead. Being stared at by these three eyes, Orochimaru of the ninja world felt a sense of crisis and subconsciously took a step back. The one who retreated was also Kabuto Yakashi. He was also startled and felt like a chicken being stared at by an eagle. His heart was beating like a drum. This monster, be quiet, my sweet child. Imperial Orochimaru stepped forward and whispered something, and the creatures in the cabin closed their eyes again. You are really amazing, my other self. You have controlled this terrible monster very well. Ninja Orochimaru licked his lips, a fiery light flashing in his eyes. Of course. The most important thing for all test subjects is to be obedient. Those who are disobedient are just failures. This test subject doesn't have any negative status. Negative state. Your talent for martial arts training is average. Oh. Is that so? But even if an individual possesses the Uchiha Sharingan, the Hyuga Byakugan, the Kaguya Shikamaru, the Thousand Hands, and the Uzumaki physique, his strength should have reached an extremely terrifying level, right? Haha, of course, otherwise there would be no need for research. I named this test subject the descendant of the Six Paths. Generally, when they mature, they have the strength of a mid-level super shadow. Imperial Orochimaru said with a smile, his expression full of pride. Descendant of the Six Paths. Mid-super shadow. That's right, descendant of the Six Paths. With so many bloodlines, they can already be considered as atavistic individuals. At the end of his speech, Imperial Orochimaru explained to Ninja World Orochimaru the division of power in the Empire and the reality of the Six Paths. After listening, Ninja World Orochimaru licked his lips. Wonderful. So wonderful. I never thought that the legendary existence of the Six Paths sage is actually real. What is even more unexpected is that this kind of existence was actually defeated by His Majesty the Great. Haha, the power of atavism. Being able to defeat the nine-tailed fox is wonderful. Another me, the body you are using now, is this the one? As Ninja World Orochimaru said this, his pair of snake eyes kept looking at Empire Orochimaru. Haha, of course not. Imperial Orochimaru laughed when he heard this. What? No. Is your body better than this? The pupils of Orochimaru in the ninja world shrank into pinholes. Hum. Imperial Orochimaru smiled sinisterly. The skin on the face slowly dissolves. A strange snake head was revealed. Seeing this, Ninja World Orochimaru was shocked. White Snake Immortal. You stole the White Snake Immortal's body. That's right. Your Majesty has unified the ninja world, so those disobedient beasts must be dealt with. As a person His Majesty values, I made some simple requests and His Majesty cooperated with me to take over his body. Another me. You don't know me yet? The body of the White Snake Immortal possesses power far exceeding that of the nine-tailed fox. That is a power that is comparable to that of the ninja god Hashirama Senju. And now, this power belongs to me. Imperial Orochimaru stretched out his long tongue and trembled it gently. Want to join us? Another me. That way, after you conquer the ninja world, the White Snake Sage on your side will be yours. A wonderful offer, one that can't be refused. Ninja Orochimaru's face showed excitement and enthusiasm. Then happy cooperation, my partner. It's a pleasure to work with you, my other self. Two pairs of pale hands clasped together. Keep looking at the others. I've prepared a pretty good transitional body for you. I believe you'll like it. Imperial Orochimaru smiled. and continued forward with Ninja World Orochimaru and Kabuto Yakashi. "We're here," Imperial Tsunade said calmly. Tsunade from the ninja world looked at the mansion covering thousands of square meters in front of her, and her eyes twitched. The space-time communicator she held in her arms transmitted the mansion in front of her to Konoha. A group of ninjas couldn't help but exclaim, "Is this the residence of Lady Tsunade in the other world?" It is indeed extremely luxurious. It suits Princess Tsunade's status very well. Listen to these sounds. Ninja Tsunade was not happy at all, but said in disbelief, "This is impossible. How do you have so much money? Didn't your great-grandfather take you to the casino?" Exclamation! Imperial Tsunade's forehead bulged when she heard this. "Don't mention that idiot to me. It's because of him. I barely have the resources to practice martial arts to a high level." She almost failed to make the Imperial Capital Beauty list. Huh? The Imperial Capital Beauty list? What the hell is that? Tsunade in the ninja world asked with a puzzled look on her face. Huh? Don't you understand? Here you go. Imperial Tsunade smiled, took out a magazine from her ring and handed it to Ninja Tsunade. "The Empire's Beauty List." Ninja Tsunade muttered and opened the book. "Everyone has their own preferences. The following is a collection of beauties in the imperial capital compiled by this editor based on data collected from letters received by many outstanding men in the empire. It represents the popularity of each beauty and, to a certain extent, their beauty. Now, let's take a look at who are the most recognized beauties." When Tsunade from the ninja world said this, she couldn't help but become interested the other side. Ninja world. A group of female and male ninjas couldn't help but get excited. Ah. Is there such a publication in the Empire? Why don't we have it here? So, who will be the first place? Of course it's me. Just look at my waist and face. Ino from the ninja world shook her long hair confidently. Next to her, Sakura from the ninja realm grabbed Ino's waist and pinched her hard, causing her to roll her eyes. Damn it. Let go. Let go. Damn broad forehead, my waist. My waist is going to break. Inobo. Stop kidding. You want to be number one. Have you asked me? Have you asked Lady Tsunade? Have you asked Hinata? Empire. Tsunade's house. Ninja World. Tsunade continued to look down. First place, Tsunade Senju, the former Princess Senju, of noble status, with beautiful blonde hair, big and firm breasts, and a perky and flawless buttocks. When Ninja World Tsunade said this, she saw the photo of Empire Tsunade wearing a bikini. She looked at her delicate, white, and flawless skin, her breasts and buttocks that were bigger than hers, and her eyes twitched. When the ninja world heard that Tsunade was number one, most of the men showed expressions of approval, their eyes constantly drifting to the two Tsunade's breasts. If you are a man, you can't resist this kind of temptation. Damn it. Lady Tsunade is number one. Why is Lady Tsunade so outstanding? Ino shouted unwillingly. If Lady Tsunade is number one, I can accept that, as long as it's not Ino, Sakura said. Damn broad forehead. Inobo also wants to be first. The two heads collided with each other with a bang. You've taken really good care of yourself. You're even number one on some beauty list, said Tsunade in the ninja world. Humph. Isn't that natural? After all, I was once called a princess. With my status and appearance, who else could be number one but me? Imperial Tsunade said smugly. Cut. Ninja World. Tsunade curled her lips. But you are quite amazing. You even quit gambling for this. HMPH. I will never allow myself to lose to other women. I am the most beautiful woman in the Empire, said Imperial Tsunade. It's good that you didn't embarrass me. Tsunade of the ninja realm nodded. Humph. You are embarrassing me. Look at your appearance and the way you are dressed. How can you look like a beauty at all? Imperial Tsunade curled her lips and looked down upon him. At this time, Imperial Tsuno was wearing a green robe with a slit in the lower part, revealing her snow-white thighs. Around the waist is a copper coin belt that is both retro and fashionable. Her golden hair was tied up with a long and thin hairpin, and red ropes were tied around her joints. She held a paper fan in her hand, and she looked very charming. Hidden Heroes version. Page 81. On the other hand, Tsunade herself in the ninja world is still wearing the same green coat that she always wore before, and she is wrapped tightly all over. Exclamation after the comparison. Ninja world. Tsunade's eyes twitched. I'm the Hokage, and I'm busy with government affairs, so how can I have time to dress myself up? Look at you. What about your husband? Does he not care about you at all? I doubt whether he loves you at all. I'm single now. How can I have a husband? Imperial Tsunade said unhappily. Huh? How is it possible that you are still single when you are in your 40s? Said Tsunade from the ninja world in surprise. Shut up. I'm a warrior, a high-level warrior with a lifespan of at least 300 to 400 years. Right now, I'm only 18 years old. It's normal for me not to get married. You old? Aren't you already old? Are you married yet? Imperial Tsunade yelled. Exclamation Ninja World. Tsunade was angry. You are the old. I am a single noble woman. You're a bachelor. You old. No one wants you. The two Tsunade quarreled and banged their heads together. This made the people in Konoha dumbfounded. Is this our Hokage? Some people covered their faces because they couldn't bear to look at it. Some women even shouted, Lady Tsunade. Lady Tsunade, please stop making noise. Continue to look at that beauty list. See who else is on the list. After a long time, the two Tsunade stopped arguing. At the request of the women of Konoha, Ninja World. Tsunade continued to read on. Second place, Hyuga Hinata, a princess of the Hyuga clan, one of the 3 Dragon Soul tribes. She is of noble status, has beautiful black hair, and her samsara eyes are as bright as the starry sky. Because she is still young and in the development stage, she ranks second. Samsara eyes? Don't Hyuga clan have Byakugan? As she spoke, she looked at the illustration again and discovered that this Hinata was indeed very different from her own. Her eyes were not pure white, but a deep blue, as beautiful as the starry sky. The Samsara Eye is an advanced version of the Byakugan, just like the Mangekyo is an advanced version of the Sharingan. Imperial Tsunade simply said this without going into detail. The second place is Hinata. After all, she is the eldest daughter, so this makes sense. A group of women nodded and sighed as they looked at their own Hinata, who was hiding in the back and probably couldn't even hear the sound of the time-space instrument. The identity of my own Hinata is gone. The third place is Yamanaka Ino, a famous singer in the empire with a slim waist and long legs. Aha. I'm the third place. Did you hear that? Wide forehead? Ha ha ha. Upon hearing this, Ino of the ninja world burst into triumphant laughter. Sakura seemed to be petrified and didn't listen much after that. After a long time, Ninja World. Tsunade snapped the magazine shut. This thing is more of a popularity contest than a beauty pageant. Those at the top of the list are mostly from Konoha. What about people from other villages? After all, it was issued by the imperial capital. Most of the people in the imperial capital are former Konoha people, of course, mainly from this side. Let's go inside first. Imperial Tsunade then led Ninja World. Tsunade towards the gate. The entire environment inside the house, with its rockery, small bridges and flowing water, has an extremely extraordinary artistic conception. Seeing this, Ninja World. Tsunade felt sad as the Hokage. I can only live in the assigned room at present, but I in this world live so well. Damn beauty list magazine, if it weren't for you, I would never be so rich in this world. Why am I poor and she is rich? Why can she stop gambling? Damn it! Tsunade from the ninja world kept muttering to herself until after dinner. Ninja World. Tsunade rolled her eyes and said, life is so corrupt. Can you really become strong in such an environment? Have you lost face for the name Tsunade? What? Have you had enough to eat and drink? Do you want to be beaten? Imperial Tsunade tilted her head, glanced at Ninja World. Tsunade, and said bluntly, get beaten? It's not certain who will get beaten. Humph. I've started learning martial arts now, Tsunade in the ninja world said unconvinced. Then let's give it a try. Imperial Tsunade smiled, and the smile on her face was very strange. Tsunade in the ninja world felt that her little thoughts had probably been seen through. 86. Chapter 85. Empire Terumi, Mei, Ono, and Muei gather in the imperial capital 86. The two were walking. The people of Konoha in the ninja world. I'm interested again. Everyone, tell me, who will win in a fight between two Hokages? Of course they are on our side. They are the legendary three ninjas. This was said by a ninja who had never been exposed to martial arts. It's unlikely everyone saw the fight between those people before. Those ordinary soldiers are just that strong. The Tsunade-sama in that world might be even stronger. Her martial arts are just too amazing. Humph. I don't agree with you. Our Lady Tsunade is a battle-hardened Sannin and has learned martial arts. How could she lose to another one? Everyone in Konoha was talking about it. Until the two Tsunade walked onto a hexagram magic circle, their figures flashed and appeared in a wilderness. Ninja World Tsunade wanted to retreat to a certain distance before starting the sparring again. Imperial Tsunade waved her hand and said, "Forget it. It would be too much of a bully if we really did it. Don't you just want to see my strength? Just stay here and watch." Imperial Tsunade said. Exhale slowly clack clack right next to Imperial Tsunade. Ninja World Tsunade heard a series of crackling sounds coming from the other person's body. This is earth breathing can greatly improve one's defensive capabilities. Next is Yin Seal Angel Form. Release. 100 Healings Technique. Open. The mark on Imperial Tsunade's forehead was released. Unlike Tsunade in the ninja world, after this layer of Yin Seal is released, Imperial Tsunade's skin became more delicate and lustrous, and a pair of wings grew behind her, making her look beautiful and dreamy. Seeing this, Ninja World Tsunade couldn't help but say, "What did you change the Yin Seal into?" Tusk. This is a combination of beauty and power. Angel form. Idiot who doesn't understand beauty. Imperial Tsunade said this and roared again. The next steps are opening the Kaimen, Xiamen, Shengmen, Shangmen, Dumen, Jingmen and Jingmen. Boom! The shocking chakra rushed up to the sky, piercing the sky. Ninja Tsunade was blown back by the strong airflow and said in horror, "You actually mastered the 8 gates. How can that be? The 100 Healings technique requires perfect control of chakra. But the 8 gates of ninjutsu can make chakra disordered and violent. These two cannot be used together at all. This is the secret of martial arts. It can make two incompatible techniques truly merge into one. Look, this is me in another world. Take a good look at how powerful martial arts is." Imperial Tsunade roared one last time. As soon as he stepped on the ground within 100 meters around him exploded. This forced Tsunade from the ninja realm to leap back and avoid it. At the same time, his eyes were fixed on Imperial Tsunade, watching the other person rushing into the sky like a stream of light. She was moving so fast that her whole body was rubbing against the air, and a layer of flames appeared on her surface. In just a few blinks of an eye, it broke through the clouds. Then Imperial Tsunade adjusted her posture, fell towards the ground, and raised her right leg high above her head. Balls of chakra and true energy began to condense in the legs, transforming into an energy leg dozens of meters long. Finally, after reaching the ground, kick it hard. Martial arts. Sky-splitting kick. Boom! Exclamation, exclamation, exclamation. There was a terrifying roar and an explosion. The ground cracked and huge rocks flew everywhere due to the impact. In the distance, Tsunade of the ninja realm threw punch after punch, smashing the rocks that attacked her one by one. It was not until the roar subsided that she realized that the location where Tsunade of the Empire had kicked was like a crack caused by an earthquake, spreading to more than 10 kilometers away. The power of this kick is much stronger than that of Little Lie from the Empire. Ninja Tsunade opened her mouth, not knowing what to say. Everyone in Konoha of the ninja world opened their mouths at the same time, and there was silence around the space-time instrument. Is this another world? Is Lady Tsunade's strength too strong, right? It took a long while before someone spoke. Although those super robots before were also very powerful, they looked weird and huge. I always feel a sense of unreality, but what I'm seeing right now is the power of a kick from Tsunade-sama from another world, different worlds, different selves. Are the differences so huge? Some people whispered. Some of them turned their attention to Rock Lee, the only imperial man around them. Nothing to be surprised about. This is martial arts. As long as everyone joins the Empire, they can become just as powerful. Believe me. Empire Little Lie showed his big shiny teeth. Page 82. By his side, the ninja masters Rock Lee and Kai are no longer around. For these two people, it would be more practical to practice martial arts than to continue staying here and watching the fun. In fact, Empire Lie also wanted to practice with them. But I still have to look at the space-time instrument. This made him blame the Empire's Ningji. If I had known this would happen, I should have let that guy Abido from the Empire stay here anyway. Where is Abido? You haven't lost your title as a Sannin, have you? Another me. Imperial Tsunade walked back slowly with a strange smile. Ninja World Tsunade blushed and snorted. Not bad. It seems that you are considered a strong person in the entire empire. That makes me feel relieved. Ha 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 ha. Isn't this a matter of course? I am the princess of the Senju clan. Does the Senju clan know? Your Majesty's fellow clansman, the leader of the 3 major Dragon Soul clans. My physique has long been advanced to a complete immortal body. How can it be compared to that of ordinary people? Imperial Tsunade laughed triumphantly. Sage body? Does it have anything to do with immortal arts? The first thing Tsunade in the ninja world thought of when she heard the word sage. Huh? Are you kidding me? You don't even know the immortal body? Imperial Tsunade frowned. Forget it, forget it. Let me explain it to you. Great-grandfather's physique is actually that of an immortal. Grandpa, the sage body. I know that he practices immortal arts, but what does it have to do with the sage body? Tsunade in the ninja world was still confused. In the ninja world of Konoha, many people were also puzzled. Haven't you noticed that Grandpa's chakra and recovery abilities are far superior to those of ordinary people? Research has shown that the passive recovery ability of the great-grandfather's body is almost equivalent to that of an ordinary person opening the yin seal. Don't you think it's unusual? Imperial Tsunade asked. This seems to be true. Tsunade of the ninja world nodded. Looking at you, it seems like you have never studied your great-grandfather's cells, said Imperial Tsunade. That's our great-grandfather. The first Hokage. How can we do something so disrespectful to our ancestors? Tsunade from the ninja world frowned. Tusk. No wonder you guys are developing so slowly. Will the other researchers also be arrested? Imperial Tsunade said with some disdain. The expressions of the ninja world, Konoha, Ino Shikichu's fathers, and some elite ninjas changed slightly. HMPH. Tsunade of the ninja world snorted coldly and did not answer. Grandpa's bloodline is a complete immortal body. The physiques of the other Senju clans are very different from his. Even the Uzumaki clan, who have incomplete immortal bodies, are inferior to him. Imperial Tsunade said. The incomplete immortal body Uzumaki clan? What does this mean? What is the relationship between the Uzumaki clan and our Senju clan? Ninja Tsunade asked. The Uzumaki and Senju were originally one clan, but later separated. Uzumaki is keen on preserving his own bloodline. The Senju, on the other hand, are more likely to accept other ethnic groups and intermarry with them. Finally, the bloodline of the Senju clan gradually became thinner. Although some extremely powerful people appeared, they were not much different from the Uzumaki clan. Until great-grandfather was born. Do you understand what I mean? Imperial Tsunade explained. I understand a little bit now. So, your grandfather's sage body was just an accidental mutation? Said Tsunade in the ninja world. Of course not, that's inevitable. My great-grandfather is the reincarnation of Asura, the youngest son of the Six Paths sage. With Asura's chakra and the bloodline of the Thousand Hands, he can naturally awaken the sage body. Imperial Tsunade said. Six Paths sage? The reincarnation of Ashura. What are you talking about? Tsunade in the ninja world was a little confused. Aren't those all myths and legends? The same was true for the people of Konoha in the ninja world. All of them looked confused. Before I saw it, I had only heard about it, so it was naturally just a myth. But after seeing it with your own eyes and verifying it, it is all true. Imperial Tsunade said. What evidence do you have? Said Tsunade from the ninja world. Evidence? I don't want to prove anything to you. That's too much trouble. If you want to believe it, then believe it. If not, forget it. Let me tell you one more thing. Uchiha Madara is the reincarnation of another son of the Sage of Six Paths. The Six Paths sage was killed by His Majesty because he hindered the unification of the empire. Imperial Tsunade smiled indifferently. What? Upon hearing this, Tsunade in the ninja world and the people from Konoha in another world no longer knew what expression to use to respond to this news. They became somewhat numb. The current information is too advanced for them. I was confused by what I heard and couldn't help but wonder if the Empire was bragging. Tsunade from the Empire soon brought Tsunade from the ninja realm back home and chatted with her like a sister, but did not teach her martial arts like she did to the others. After that, she began to take Tsunade from the ninja realm out for food, drinks, and fun every day and wandered around the imperial capital, so that the people of Konoha in the ninja world can better understand the empire. Time flies and half a month has passed quickly. In the ninja world of Konoha, 99% of the ninjas surrounding the time-space device had already left, including Naruto, Sakura, and a group of other young people have re-engaged in martial arts training. Only a few people are left. They looked at Tsunade on the other end of the space-time communicator with complicated expressions. Tsunade-sama, it seems like you have completely integrated into it. Look at her smile. She's so happy. Life in the Empire is really good. Technology is advanced, transportation is convenient, and the food looks delicious. As they talked, the ninjas suddenly shut their mouths at the same time. I can't say any more. Otherwise something bad will happen. They began to look at the space-time communicator silently. Tsunade from two different worlds slowly walked out of the women's clothing store. Tsunade of the ninja world at this time has looked completely new compared to the first time she came to the Empire. She was wearing a very fashionable martial arts style female warrior outfit and was chatting and laughing with Tsunade of the Empire. An intelligent housekeeper maid followed behind him holding a space-time communicator, faithfully recording everything. Suddenly, a cry of surprise sounded. Ah! It's the people from Mizusu. Governor Terumi May and the 7 Divine Swordsmen. Governor May Terumi looks better in person than on TV. The 7 Divine Swordsmen look really majestic. Words like these continued to be heard. Tsunade of the ninja realm paused and looked in the direction where the sound came from. I saw a woman with long chestnut hair, wearing a swimsuit with large areas of skin exposed, walking slowly with 7 people. These 7 people all had strange appearances and carried swords on their backs. Looking at the appearance of these 7 people, Ninja World Tsunade couldn't help but blurt out, "The 7 Ninja Swordsmen." The 7 Ninja Swordsmen? What an ancient name. It doesn't sound that great. It's not as impressive as the 7 sacred swords. Imperial Tsunade said jokingly, somewhat nostalgic. This world's martial arts are so advanced, and these guys are actually using ninja swords. Isn't this picking up sesame seeds and losing watermelons? Ninja World Tsunade said with some curiosity. Huh? What are you thinking about? It's not like you can't practice martial arts while using swords. Most of these Shuju people practice the dual cultivation method of practicing instruments. Treat the weapon in your hand as the nourishment of your true spirit, making the weapon more powerful. At the same time, when man and weapon are combined, their strength is not necessarily weaker than that of a normal warrior. The 7 divine swordsmen are the best among them. Imperial Tsunade explained. Dual cultivation of instruments. Such a strange word, muttered Tsunade in the ninja world. At this time, Imperial Terumime had already brought the 7 divine swordsmen to the 2 Tsunades, and smiled at the Imperial Tsunade and said, Sister Tsunade, I haven't seen you for a long time. I really missed you. The person next to you must be you from another world, right? As expected, Sister Tsunade, no matter which world you are in, you are so beautiful. Lady Tsunade. The 7 divine swordsmen bowed to Imperial Tsunade. You have to come to the palace for no reason. What do you want to do when you come to the capital with such a group of thugs? Imperial Tsunade said unceremoniously. Of course, it's to go to another world. Such an interesting world cannot be taken up entirely by people from the imperial capital. Imperial Terumime smiled. Oh, you all know? Imperial Tsunade said calmly. Of course, the number of space-time particles generated this time is quite large, and the official operation has begun. How can we be left out? Right, Lord Shanju? Teikoku Terumime looked up at the sky at the end of her speech. At this moment, the sounds gathered into beams and continued to travel towards the sky. Ninja World Tsunade frowned and raised her head as well. I saw a few small dots falling quickly above the clouds. The little old man Onoki was flying in the air with a group of people. Master Shuju has extraordinary perception abilities. This old man admires him. After he said that, he nodded to Tsunade. Page 83. MS. Tsunade, long time no see. Master Yamezu is here for a place in the ninja world as well. Of course, the people in the ninja world are stubborn. As someone who has experienced this, I know this very well. If we don't persuade them properly, they might suffer a great loss. Onoki sighed. Old man Onoki is right. The battlefield is ruthless. If we don't set out this time, who knows how many more people will come to the Empire in the future. I don't want to collect the body of myself in another world. A loud roar sounded in the distance. A black-skinned man over 2 meters tall, with a wild beard and extremely muscular body, came striding over with a group of muscular men about 2 meters tall. 87. Chapter 86, Imperial Capital Martial Arts Tournament. Konoha threatens the tournament. 87. Governor Lei is here too. Onoki and Terumime smiled at the visitor. In that case, the people from the oasis should be here too. Imperial Tsunade said this, and then saw several exoskeletons flying towards them from the distant sky. When they came closer, all the exoskeletons clicked and retracted into the oasis people's backpacks. Governor Green is here too. Why didn't he bring Scorpion with him? Scorpion is still developing a more powerful super robot and has no time to come here. Green Governor Liu Sha replied with a smile, looking at most of the familiar faces. Tsunade from the ninja world and the Konoha ninja from another world couldn't help but gasp. They felt something was wrong. Through the few words of these people before, they can analyze some intelligence. E.g., none of these guys take the ninja world seriously. In their eyes, the ninja world seems to be just a backward little mountain village that they can do whatever they want and can only be manipulated by them. And this time, the Empire seems to be serious about it. Although there seems to be something restricting them from sending out a large force, the number of people going to the ninja world this time is definitely not likely to be just 1 or 2 like the first time. The ninja world is over. A lot of smart people realize this. They all went to inform Konoha's elites and high-level officials in an extremely nervous manner. You guys all gathered here one by one, which really affects the cityscape. Imperial Tsunade tilted her head and glanced at the crowd gathering around her. Then let's leave here and go meet His Majesty. Your Majesty should still be training there at this time, right? Li Zhu Mayor AI said in a rough voice probably. Then let's go together. And by the way, let's see who is the fastest and can reach His Majesty first. The word Bayan falls. Liking Changai's whole body was flashing with lightning. Every strand of his hair stood up like steel needles, and his entire body turned into lightning, flashing in the sky and moving away. A group of muscular men following behind AI roared, creating a strong air wave, and then flew up. Crafty man. You little brat. You actually jumped the gun? Mizusu Mayor Terumi Mei and Yamachi Mayor Anoki cursed under their breath. They also display their own abilities. Mei Terumi's body suddenly turned into a pool of water and shot towards the sky. Unoki's body became ethereal and he also flew out. The 7 divine swordsmen drew the swords on their backs and flew on their swords. A group of mountain people flew across the sky. The Oasis man unfolded his backpack again and rushed into the sky wearing his exoskeleton. Watching their backs disappear in the blink of an eye, Ninja World Tsunade couldn't help but be a little stunned. These guys are so fast. Let's go and take a look at the situation. After saying this, Imperial Tsunade added, You should know how to moonwalk, right? Meeting. In response, Ninja World Tsunade stepped on the ground and flew into the sky. Boom. At the same time, there was a loud explosion behind them. The Ninja World Tsunade turned her head and saw the Empire Tsunade following behind her with a relaxed look on her face, holding the space-time communicator and saying, Why are you in such a hurry? I forgot everything. Ninja World Tsunade narrowed her eyes and thought to herself, I hope that the governors of the villages in the world and this world will gather together to discuss secret matters with the Emperor Shenwu, and it's okay for me to go. They even allow us to bring a space-time communicator. What are these guys thinking? Completely ignoring us. Just like people never care about the opinions of ants. This feeling is really terrible. Boom. 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 There was a sound as if thunder was roaring in the sky, and a group of people rushed straight to the outskirts of the imperial capital. Even if Tsunade in the ninja world tried her best, she could only watch the people from the states moving further and further away. This made her sigh secretly. I have been exposed to martial arts for too short a time, judging from my overall speed. I don't think any of these people are weaker than me. It's really scary. The Shenwu Empire. Just as she was distracted thinking, Tsunade from the ninja world suddenly felt herself being hugged by a soft body. When she turned around, it was Tsunade from the Empire. Chakra and true energy burst out from her body, the yin seal was lifted, and her white wings fluttered gently. My dear sister, you are really too slow. Let me lead you. As she spoke, she flapped her wings and began to rush forward at an astonishing speed. In the ninja world, Tsunade only felt a roar in her ears, and the scenery in front of her eyes quickly reversed. Imperial Tsunade's flying speed in the sky is at least 10 times faster than hers. Rumble, rumble, rumble. The people who had disappeared before my eyes reappeared one by one and surpassed me. Imperial Tsunade quickly came to the front of the team and followed several streams of light to a strange place. This area is full of cracks, and in the distance there are several mountains moving. Just like that, Tsunade from the ninja realm was held by Tsunade from the Empire and fell towards the foot of the mountain. But before that, 5 governors had already landed. They were shouting loudly. Sure enough, except for a few people, my wheel speed is the fastest. The rough voice of Lei Changai reached Tsunade's ears far away in the ninja world. What's the point of running early, you little brat? You're even like this compared to an old man. You're really a barbarian with low morals. The voice of Yamanouchi Onoki was heard. Speed is not what we Shuju people are good at. This time we are just accompanying you to exercise your bodies. As long as Governor Lei is happy. The voice of Shuju Terumi Mei sounded. Getting first place by jumping the gun is not worth bragging about, said Green Governor Luo Sha. Greetings, Your Majesty. The next moment, everyone shouted. Tsunade, who was a little dizzy, finally recovered and watched the 5 governors bow to a figure tied with iron chains who was walking slowly forward. Looking at the other person's familiar face, Tsunade couldn't help but glance behind him, looking at the mountain that was hundreds of times taller than the Shenwu Emperor. Inhale, hiss, it's really exaggerated. Even though she had heard Naruto and Sakura talk about the Senju avatar dragging several mountains to train his body, Tsunade in the ninja world was still shocked after seeing it with her own eyes. The ninjas of Konoha were almost frightened when they saw this scene. This is fake. How could one person possibly drag such a large object? This is unscientific and un-ninja-like. The sound is a bit too much and a bit too loud. So much so that all 5 governors could hear it clearly. Governor Lei sneered and said, "People from another world, please do not use your ignorant and impoverished brains to measure His Majesty. How many mountains? Ridiculous. These are not ordinary mountains, but super heavy mountains that have been weighted by super heavy rock techniques. The weight of each mountain is much heavier than that of an ordinary mountain, at least more than 100 billion tons. What's more important is that His Majesty is still sealing most of his power at this moment. Rather than dragging a few mountains, it is better to think of Your Majesty as dragging a continent." A continent. Upon hearing this, everyone in the ninja world, Konoha, fell silent, regardless of whether they believed it or not. "You are worthy of being the divine martial emperor," Tsunade of the ninja world praised with a twitching eye. The 1,000 hands heavenly being simply nodded, then stopped moving and cast his gaze towards the governors. "Looking at your attitude, I think you have all received the news. So, if you have any ideas, just speak up." "Your Majesty, I am old and cannot bear to see my relatives and friends in the other world being stubborn and rebellious. Please give them a chance so that they can return to the light of day." Yamato Anoki paused for a moment before continuing. "Your Majesty, our Shenwu Empire was founded on martial arts and advocates martial arts." Page 84. Every year, each state holds an interstate competition to select talent for training. How about letting each state send some people to compete and win a place? Governor Shan is right. It's better to come early than to come by chance. It just so happens that this competition can also give those people in the ninja world an opportunity to get to know us better. Let them know the consequences of their resistance. Li Jumeir AI also said. As he spoke, he glanced at the space-time communicator held by Tsunade in the ninja world and gave a nasty smile. Exclamation, "See this." Tsunade's heart skipped a beat in the ninja world. "Sure enough, you have no good intentions. This is another demonstration. Do you think what you have done before is not enough? Is this to make the people of Konoha thoroughly understand and feel the despair and gap? Forget it. I've already felt it all. If I can shatter other people's hopes of luck this time, it's not bad." Martial Arts Conference. I think it's the Intimidation Conference, right? Thinking of the end, Tsunade's heart in the ninja realm calmed down again. A martial arts competition? Are you sure? At this time, Imperial Tsunade's expression became strange. Of course, but the people in the imperial capital must exclude the 3 Dragon Soul clan members, the martial arts madman Might Guy, the father and son of Minato Namikaze Orochimaru, and those clones. It is difficult for the super robots in Oasis to pass through the space-time tunnel, so they also need to be eliminated. The governor of Mizukami is Zhao Meidao. Of course, the people in Leiju cannot use space-based artillery. The people of Shanju cannot unite to launch the giant god technique. The people of Shuju are also unable to fuse their instruments. That's fair enough. I have no objection. Green Changra Sand Road. Then everyone looked at the 1,000-handed heavenly being. "Your Majesty, please make the decision." "Okay, you guys will cooperate with Tsunade in the rest of the matter. If there is nothing else, please leave." The 1,000-handed heavenly being nodded. Thank you, Your Majesty. Several governors smiled, spoke respectfully, and then withdrew with the two tsunades. Soon the news of the martial arts selection to enter the ninja world spread throughout the empire and Konoha in the ninja world. 10 days later, Tsunade from the ninja world brought the space-time communicator and followed Tsunade from the empire to the suburbs to get rid of the huge crowd. There is only wasteland with no end in sight. Looking at these people in Konoha village in the ninja world, Tianren frowned and said, "Is this the competition venue? It's too desolate. If you can't fly, ordinary people probably won't be able to see anything, right? Our Konoha Chunin exam venue has a special audience seat for spectators." Zeno was also surprised. With the development of the empire, it shouldn't make such a low-level mistake, right? Certainly. There is no ticket restriction for watching the game this time. You can come if you want. Naturally, I don't know how many people will come. We can only confirm the number when the time comes. Next to Tsunade in the ninja world, Tsunade in the empire looked at the time-space communicator and couldn't help but smile. So what do you guys have in mind for people to watch? Is it to use Earth escape to create an uneven ground? Or are you using some kind of projection-type ninjutsu? Shikamaru guessed. Just watch carefully, the people should be coming soon, said Imperial Tsunade. Just look at the distant sky. Rumble. Amidst the rumbling thunder, a figure came flying towards them as fast as a meteor. Ninja Tsunade narrowed her eyes before she could see the other person clearly. It's Naruto. Is he here to watch the battle as well? Of course, but watching the battle is just a side job. He has a mission to accomplish. Imperial Tsunade laughed. Imperial Naruto quickly stopped in the air, and then clapped his hands under the confused eyes of Ninja World. Tsunade would release great fighting field technique. 88. Chapter 87. The grand event begins. 88. Rumble. The earth trembled. One after another huge trees broke out from the ground, and then, in front of the stunned eyes of everyone in the ninja world, they continued to lengthen, branch, twist, and splice in just a few minutes. A huge viewing platform, at least several times the size of Konoha, appeared. The originally chaotic crowd began to walk in an orderly manner. Seeing this scene, the ninja world was in an uproar. This is wood release. That guy is Naruto, right? Why can Naruto use wood release? What an amazing wood release. In just a few minutes, he was able to create a viewing platform like this. Is he still a human? Can the Shodame's wood release be so powerful? A group of Konoha ninjas screamed. As expected of Brother Da Ming, he is so powerful. Naruto of the ninja world watched the scene with shining eyes and some excitement. He couldn't help but imagine how cool it would be if he had such strength. Why? Naruto can use wood release. Ninja World. Tsunade's chest and abdomen heaved violently, and she asked with an incredible look on her face. Didn't I tell you before? Uzumaki and Senju are originally one family. Both sides have similar physiques. With Naruto's strength, he can use wood release by fusing his chakra, which is not a difficult task. Imperial Tsunade said indifferently. What about you? Can you use wood release? Tsunade in the ninja world had a burning gaze. Yes, but my wood release is far inferior to Naruto's. Otherwise, I will do it myself. Imperial Tsunade laughed. Tsunade in the ninja world was silent. What? Are you jealous? Do you want to learn? After joining the Empire, you can also use the Sacred Tree Potion to strengthen your physique. Imperial Tsunade laughed. Is that so? Tsunade from the ninja world whispered, and was taken to the sky by Tsunade from the Empire with a complicated expression. Looking down, the entire viewing platform can accommodate at least hundreds of thousands of people. The arena in the center is even more ridiculously large, with a length and width of over 1 kilometer. Imperial Tsunade took her to the front row of the spectator seats on the right. Also nearby were the ninjas familiar to Tsunade, including Orochimaru, Sasuke, Kabuto Yakashi, and Kakashi. Lady Tsunade. Shinobi Kakashi smiled and waved at her. Behind Kakashi in the ninja world is the Hadake family of the Empire. Kakashi, how is life here? Asked Tsunade from the ninja world. It's pretty good. This world is no different from heaven for people like us who may be at war again at any time. Kakashi of Ninja World said, Really? Ninja Tsunade nodded without comment, and then turned her eyes to Ninja Orochimaru and the Empire Orochimaru behind him and said, Orochimaru is not a good guy. Are you sure nothing bad will happen if the two of them are together? As he said this, he glanced at Imperial Tsunade. Your Majesty, who rules over such a powerful empire, is an existence that no one can resist. Tsunade, it's been more than half a month since you came to the empire. It seems that apart from eating, drinking, and having fun, he hasn't done anything serious. How sad is this, the current Hokage of Konoha? Ninja World Orochimaru licked his lips and smiled grimly. Humph. This is called an investigation for the people. How can my perspective as a Hokage be the same as that of a traitor like you? Ninja World Tsunade said indifferently and looked at Ninja World Sasuke. Humph. The only response she got was the arrogant snort from Ninja World Sasuke. Little Sasuke, how can you speak to the cage of your own village like that? It's so rude. Even if you were a traitor before, we will all be one of us after we join the Empire. Page 85. Imperial Makoto was behind Ninja World Sasuke and patted his head gently. They haven't joined the Empire yet, huh? It's better if they don't join. Only then can I take revenge. Ninja World Sasuke said with hatred. Those kinds of things are only done by old fogies. Sister Tsunade was not in Konoha at that time. Little Sasuke, you can't seek revenge randomly, Imperial Makoto advised. Humph. Ninja World Sasuke continued to snort. It seems that he knows everything he should know. Ninja World Tsunade thought to herself, and turned her gaze away from Sasuke and looked at the Hyuga clan members of the Empire not far away. These Hyuga, like the Hyuga of Konoha, like to wear white robes. Oh, that's not right. One of them is wearing something very different. Ninja World Tsunade looked at the other party carefully. The dark tights highlight her extremely good figure. She had long black hair draped over her shoulders and crescent-shaped earrings on her ears. Judging from her face, she seems to be Hinata from this world. It's very different from what we have there, Shinobi Tsunade muttered. Imperial Hinata slowly turned her head, looked over, smiled, and nodded. Looking at the other person's eyes that were as bright as stars, Ninja World Tsunade frowned instinctively. These eyes are dangerous. The Samsara eye is the supreme eye. The weak will instinctively feel timid and frightened when facing it. Noticing the gaze of Tsunade from the ninja world, Neji, who was sitting next to Hinata from the Empire, gave a mocking smile. This guy Tsunade in the ninja world had an unfriendly look on her face. As expected, the Neji in this world is a bit annoying and is not as polite as the ones in his own village, she thought. I waited for a long time again. Suddenly, a burst of passionate music sounded on the stage. Trees burst out of the ground one by one, spewing out large amounts of fluorescent pollen. Several pretty girls in tight clothes appeared out of nowhere and began to twist their bodies. Several ninjas made hand seals, and virtual screens were projected onto the sky so that all the audience could see clearly. Imperial Ino also appeared on stage, dancing and singing. When the moon rises, the red lanterns are lit. The singing started and the whole audience was boiling. A group of young men shouted loudly, "Ah! Ino, I love you. I love you. Look here. Ino is looking here. She's looking at me. Wife, I love you. Have a baby with me. Watch this scene." Ninja World Tsunade sighed. Although I already know the profession of Ino in this world, it's still hard to believe when I actually see her. I didn't expect it to be so popular, but is this generation of the pig, deer and butterfly combination going to be discontinued just like that? Who told you it was broken? Ino practices spiritual martial arts. Becoming a star, dancing and singing in front of people is also a form of cultivation. Hush. Calm down and feel Ino's breath with your heart. Imperial Tsunade patted Shinobi Tsunade on the back. Is this considered practicing martial arts? Ninja World Tsunade was confused, but she still followed the words of Empire Tsunade and calmed down. In her perception, everything around her slowly stopped. Soon, Yamanaka Ino was the only one left in his eyes. At this time, she also saw signs that the other party's bright white true energy was constantly moving in his brain. I see the path of martial arts is so diverse and ever-changing. Tsunade in the ninja world calmed down again. She wasn't very interested in this kind of thing. However, the Konoha ninjas who were watching the performance through space-time communication were all very excited. Ino laughed triumphantly, and Sakura almost fainted from anger. Uzumaki Naruto scratched his head and said, "No matter what they think, I still think Sakura is cuter-tisk. You have no taste. Do you really like Sakura's broad forehead?" Naruto-kano. This is also passionate youth. Burn. Tsunade from the ninja world listened quietly and couldn't help but smile. As long as everyone likes it, at least after you surrender, the voices of resistance will be quieter. The performance ended quickly. There was a flash of golden light. Teikoku Minato, wearing a white suit, appeared on the ring with a microphone. The women in the audience rioted again, just like the men when Ino appeared before, and began to scream and shout, "Husband! Husband! Minato husband! I'm going to give you a monkey Minato husband! Look at me! Look at me! Please! Let me die! Let me die in front of you, Minato husband!" Ninja World Konoha. Uzumaki Naruto's eyes lit up, as expected of Uncle Minato. This outfit is so handsome. The fourth Hokage used to be a very popular person in Konoha. If Kushina hadn't acted early, the other women in the village would probably have been like this. An elderly ninja sighed. Why is the fourth Hokage so handsome, but Naruto is so ordinary? Ino's voice suddenly sounded. Uzumaki Naruto, who was originally in a good mood, looked unhappy. Damn it. You have no aesthetic sense. I just haven't grown up yet. I will definitely be as handsome as Uncle Minato in the future empire. Tsunade from the ninja world also sighed. Minato's popularity is truly terrifying. With a great background, strong capabilities, and a son who is one of the top masters in the empire, and he himself is a warm-hearted and handsome man, it's hard not to be popular. Imperial Tsunade said, "Aren't you the #1 beauty on some beauty list? Why are you still single if you're so popular? If you don't ask this question, we will still be friends. Hello, friends from all corners of the empire. I am Minato Namikaze, the captain of the Imperial Guard and the host of this competition. I believe that everyone who can come here knows the rules of the game. But I still want to explain it again here. This competition, it's a state-to-state confrontation. Each state will compete against each other for at least 3 rounds, with 1 point awarded for a win and 1 point deducted for a loss. At the end, the points will be compared and the state with the most points will be the winner. I won't say much else, now let's invite some governors to the stage." Imperial Minato's words fell. Imperial AI, Anoki, Rasa, and Mei Terumi appeared one by one. Tsunade had seen these people in the ninja world before, so she was not surprised at all. But soon, the last one to appear. However, Tsunade of the ninja realm was stunned and she couldn't help but murmur, "Broken, is it broken?" Ninja World Konoha. A group of young ninjas didn't understand why their Hokage was like this. Until an older ninja explained, "The one from our world was once Tsunade-sama's lover, but he died in the war. Since then, Tsunade-sama has been single ever since. War again. I wish our world could be as powerful and peaceful as the Empire. That way, everyone can survive." Ninja World Naruto said with a complicated expression. He thought of his parents. "I see. Imperial Tsunade also understood at this time. Is this the reason why you are still unmarried? Broken Tsunade murmured in the ninja world. After the 5 governors came on stage, they first waved to the audience and then sat in special seats. 5 governors are on the scene and the battle is about to begin. According to the competition system, Governor Duan and Governor Luo Sha, please send one of their respective contestants to the stage. At this time, the Imperial Water Gate said again. Shinobi Tsunade saw Teikoku Dan operating on his watch. Not a moment. 2 figures appeared on the stage at the same time. Chapter 88. This world's Kakashi, but who is the other one? Tsunade from the ninja world looked across at Kakashi from the Empire and saw a pretty middle-aged woman with purple hair and asked curiously. 89. Chapter 88. Watch the 8 Gates Ninjutsu competition. At this time, there was a warm shout from the audience. It's Kakashi from the Haddock family. And Aunt Chio from Sunagakure. Aunt Chio, where's your swimsuit? We want to see it. Aunt Chio, is this Grandma Chio? In the ninja world of Konoha, Naruto and Sakura, who had seen Granny Chio in person, were so shocked that their jaws almost dropped. It was really hard for them to associate the relatively pretty aunt in the time-space communicator with the old woman with a face full of wrinkles and almost all her teeth falling out. The difference is too big. They are about the same age, so why is one an old woman and the other an aunt? Haruno Sakura said in surprise. Martial arts. It's martial arts. Martial arts has the effect of prolonging life and beautifying the skin. Didn't I say that before? How could you forget this? This is not youthful at all. Empire's Io Lai complained. Oh, sorry, I thought you were just bragging, but I didn't expect it to be true. Sakura muttered. Ino, Tenten and other female ninjas had shining eyes. As long as one is a woman, no one can resist beauty, care, and longevity. The Empire is really great. They yearned for it more and more. I wonder how strong Kakashi-sensei from another world will be. I'm looking forward to the battle between the Imperials. A group of also had shining eyes, but their focus was very different. In the arena, Imperial Watergate held the microphone and said enthusiastically, they came out. For this battle, Fire State and Green State sent out Haddock, Kakashi, and Chio respectively. Both parties are well-known strong men in the Empire, so I won't introduce them in detail. Now, please keep your distance, keep 500 meters, and then start fighting under your command. Imperial Kakashi and Chio looked at each other. There was no rush to disperse immediately. Teikoku Chio smiled slightly. Kakashi from the Haddock family, I didn't expect it would be you who would play this time. I thought it would be your father, Sumo. My father doesn't like competitions, he only likes to study his own martial arts, so I will be the final contestant this time. If Granny Chio looks down on me because of this, she will suffer a great loss. Imperial Kakashi also laughed. Look down on me? I wouldn't dare to do that. I'm just a little impressed by the abundance of talented people in Hyuju. In addition to the 3 major Dragon Soul clans, there is also a group of extraordinary strong men. Only this kind of state can breed a world-class genius like your Majesty. Teikoku Chio sighed, turning away and putting some distance between them. Imperial Kakashi also began to retreat. Take advantage of this gap period. Ninja World Tsunade turned her head and looked at Ninja World Kakashi not far away and said, Kakashi, how strong are you in this world? This question, Kakashi from the ninja world couldn't help but show a hint of embarrassment. He scratched his head with one finger and didn't wait to speak next to. The son of Empire Kakashi, Jaja Dong, spoke first. It's no use asking my godfather. He wasn't even qualified to fight my father. I beat him down. Jaja Dong. Stop talking nonsense. Teikokulin heard her son being so disrespectful to Kakashi from another world and could not help but pat his head angrily. Ugh, Tsunade of the ninja world was stunned, and the ninjas of Konoha of the ninja world were also stunned. What do you mean? Kakashi-sensei, you can't even beat this little brat. What a boast. This kid doesn't look that old. Kids just love to exaggerate and brag. He looks about the same as Konohamaru. How could he possibly defeat Kakashi-senpai? Impossible. Kakashi is an elite jonin from Konoha after all. He will never lose to a little brat like that. A group of ninjas looked in disbelief. Sakura Haruno subconsciously glanced at Uzumaki Naruto, making Naruto feel a little embarrassed. I have also been beaten down by the little devils of the Empire. These little brats are ridiculously strong. They have never been beaten before and they only know how to make sarcastic remarks. Thinking this in his mind, Naruto didn't dare to let everyone know about his secret. Hey, what do you mean? I am the heir of the Haddock family, a genius praised by His Majesty. Isn't it normal to defeat a godfather like him? You actually look down on me like that? Jia Dong shouted in dissatisfaction. Kakashi, did you really get beaten up by this brat? Ninja World Tsunade looked at the scumbag Azuma's serious and angry expression and asked doubtfully. Nearby, Orochimaru, Sasuke, and Kabuto Yakashi all cast their glances over. Lady Tsune Jia Dong is very strong, and he is also a master of cage level. I am no match for him. Kakashi scratched his head in embarrassment. Hey, did you hear that? You still don't believe it. I told you, it's no use asking him. I tell you, my father is a famous master in Hyuju. When he was young, he was no less than me. Jia Dong said this proudly, but he hadn't finished his words yet. The head was gently patted by Diguolin. Okay, I don't even know the words to use. What do you mean I was not inferior to you when I was young? That's really outrageous. Who is the father and who is the son? Sasuke's eyes were full of contempt and disdain. Kakashi, you are really useless. It was the right choice for me to betray the village. If I continue to follow you, I will be no different from Naruto, the last one. Damn Sasuke. What nonsense are you talking about? Who do you say is the last one? I'm very strong now. In the ninja world of Konoha, Uzumaki Naruto shouted angrily when he heard what Sasuke said. Unfortunately, no one cares. Being interrupted by this, Tsunade from the ninja world also stopped listening to what Jia Dong said and turned around and asked, so, who is stronger between these two? How can you know who is strong and who is weak without fighting? Although there is some power division in the Empire, it is too one-sided. The Imperial Sakumo on the side spoke. That's true. Ninja World Tsunade said this, and everyone finally turned their attention back to the ring at this time. Imperial Kakashi and Chiyo stood still. A dozen guards came to the vicinity of the arena and formed seals to create a barrier. When the barrier rises, Imperial Minato waved his hand gently and his figure disappeared. Teikoku Chiyo's expression immediately became serious. She suddenly jumped back and waved her right hand. The next moment, bang bang bang, a series of smoke came out. Densely packed metal puppets, like an army, appeared around Teikoku Chiyo. Looking at these puppets, a group of spectators screamed boom. That's when a flash of lightning flashed where Imperial Kakashi was next moment when there was a sound of metal clashing. Imperial Kakashi, his body flashing with lightning, appeared less than 2 meters in front of Imperial Chiyo. He swung the short blade in his hand, but it was blocked by a metal puppet with a metallic luster and its arms raised. How fast? I almost didn't see it clearly. The Kakashi in this world is really strong too. However, this Chiyo is not to be underestimated, as she actually blocked such a fast attack. And there are so many puppets, at least 1,000. 1,000 iron puppets. I'm afraid they can destroy a country. By the way, where is the puppet thread? Tsunade's pupils contracted. Puppet thread? No one uses that kind of antique now. This is mental exercise. Chiyo uses her mental power to control these puppets. The operation is far more delicate than silk thread. While the two were talking, on the ring, Teikoku Chiyo, who had blocked Kakashi's attack with a metal puppet, landed on the ground and said with some pride, "Kakashi, I know that you, the Hadake family, are very skilled in swordsmanship and can cut through ordinary objects with one strike, but the metals used by my puppets are all super alloys newly developed by Scorpion, and your Hadake family's swords cannot cut through them at all. I wonder how you can beat me." The words fell. Thousands of metal puppets took action. The puppet that was close to Imperial Kakashi punched him. Page 87. At a slight distance away, white light spurted out from the chest boom. The metal puppet's fist and white light hit the ground, creating a hole several meters in diameter. The figure of Imperial Kakashi had already disappeared when Kakashi's figure kept flashing, and the only sound left on the entire field was the almost continuous sound of metal clashing. The metal puppet swung its fists, and white light kept shooting out and hitting the air and the ground, creating holes one after another. But in just a moment, the entire huge arena was filled with holes as if it had been bombed by a swarm of missiles. Watch this scene. Ninja World Konoha. The crowd of spectators did not shout excitedly but were rather confused. I can't see it. I can't see it at all. I can't see Kakashi from the other world at all. It's too fast. All I can hear are those tinkling sounds. It feels like Chiyo is controlling the puppet, fighting with the air. If we face this kind of enemy, won't we be unable to see anything and our heads will be removed? But even with such a fast speed that Chiyo was able to block it, and those puppets have great destructive power, it feels like every attack is at least a sea-level ninjutsu. I feel like I might not be able to defeat any of these puppets. Is this a fight between strong men? Who can see clearly this kind of fight? A group of ninjas said, "Look at me and I look at you." Afterwards, they all looked at Naruto, Might Guy, and Inoshikachu, the other senior ninjas. "Don't look at me. I'm just like you. I can't see clearly at all. The Empire's Kakashi is terribly strong." Shikaku shook his head helplessly. "Me too," Ding Zuo said. The others shook their heads. Then he looked at Konoha's Taijutsu Master Might Guy and Martial Arts Master Naruto. "Feel those eyes," Might Guy said solemnly. "I can't see clearly either. The Kakashi in the other world is too strong. This may be the strength that the genius Kakashi, who has devoted his youth and passion, should have. But I won't give up. Burn. My youth. My passion." 8 gates of Dungia. Opening gate, resting gate, life gate, and injury gate. Open. Blazing chakra burst. Kai couldn't help but show his joy and said, "Look. I saw it. Kakashi is so fast." He was like a flash of lightning, constantly attacking Chiyo. But Chiyo is also very strong, and she can rely on those puppets to resist every time. The attacks of the other puppets also played a huge role, constantly forcing Kakashi to dodge and move. Bo. Is this the passionate duel between the strong? Burning. I'm burning. Youth. 90. Chapter 89. I can't see clearly. I can't see clearly at all. 90. When the others saw Kai like this, they were all shocked. This battle can only be watched after opening the 8 gates. How high is the level? 8 gates of ninjutsu. Open, rest, and life. Open. The ninja Zio Lai on the side was also infected and roared to open the 8 gates of ninjutsu, staring at the space-time communicator with wide eyes. But he did not show the same joy as Kai. Instead he said very dejectedly, "It's over. I can't see clearly at all. I'm really too weak. My brother. Don't be discouraged. Your martial arts journey has just begun. Work hard, burn your youth and passion. You will not be weaker than me. After all, I am you, and you are me." Empire Zio Lai comforts. Big Brother Lai. I understand. Ninja World Zio Lai's eyes were filled with tears. Little Brother Lai. The two immediately hugged each other. When everyone in Konoha saw this, their eyebrows twitched and they turned their gaze to Uzumaki Naruto. As for me, I can only see some things vaguely. Naruto frowned as he activated the wind-breathing technique. When the others heard this, they sighed in their hearts. The gap is too big. In their dignified Konoha, the #1 ninja village in the ninja world, there were actually not many people who were qualified to watch the battles of the Empire's strong and ordinary people come here to watch the game. But they can't see anything. Why are they so happy? Tsunade from the ninja world looked at the group of people shouting in the audience with some confusion. He glanced at the dejected people of Konoha and said, "Atmosphere. Watch first, then take photos, and then post to moments. This month, everyone is the most handsome guy." Imperial Tsunade explained casually. Really, Tsunade, who had lived here for a while, was able to understand what Imperial Tsunade said, and nodded as if she understood when. The sound of the birds fighting each other continued. Until sizzle. Then, the metal arm of a metal puppet was suddenly cut off and fell to the ground. Then, in the eyes of a group of Konoha people, the metal puppets were cut into pieces and decomposed as if they were being slashed by invisible blades. It was cut open? Is it because of the different materials? Seeing this scene, Tsunade from the ninja world muttered, "There aren't many metals that can withstand the special blade in Kakashi's hand, and these thousands of puppets can't all be made of that material. The only ones that are in the way are the ones that protect themselves." Kakashi saw this clearly and naturally began to clear away the things that were in the way. Imperial Tsunade said, "Brush, brush, brush, brush." It took just 7 or 8 breaths. Thousands of metal puppets, except for the special puppets staying beside Teikoku Chiyo, were all chopped into pieces. In the eyes of the Konoha ninjas, this process was like a domino effect. The metal puppets were cut one after another with almost no pause and in an extremely smooth manner. It looked extremely shocking. Brush. Exclamation, exclamation. The shining blade flashed by, piercing through the puppets surrounding Chiyo and slashing towards Chiyo herself. It looks like the winner is about to be decided. Seeing this, Tsunade from the ninja world couldn't help but murmur. The result is the next moment. The steel backpack on Chiyo's back spewed fire, instantly blasting Chiyo into the air hundreds of meters high. Imperial Kakashi's sword missed and turned into a ray of lightning again, slashing straight into the sky. "You are indeed amazing, Kakashi of the Haddock family. After all, an ordinary puppet cannot defeat a true powerhouse like you. Then I will just take it seriously." Chiyo's voice fell. The round backpack behind him glowed and expanded instantly. Pieces of steel spread out and wrapped up Chiyo. In the blink of an eye, Chiyo turned into a tin man hum. The mechanical steel wings on the back unfolded, and light particles filled the air. Teikoku Chiyo's speed increased dramatically, and she rushed towards Kakashi with the black blade in her hand. Pen! The two beams of light collided with each other. The figures of two people were revealed briefly, but the next moment they separated again. Peng! Exclamation, peng! Exclamation, peng! At this moment, ordinary people couldn't even see Chiyo who was defending. He could only stare at the few special puppets that were still intact on the ground and the thousands of ordinary puppet fragments, and listen in a daze to the sounds that occasionally sounded in the sky. Ninja World Tsunade frowned. She also couldn't see clearly during the battle at this time. He thought to himself that if he became an opponent of either of these two, he would probably be killed instantly. Who is stronger, them or that scary Zaya Lai? With the strength of Tsunade in the ninja world, there is no comparison at all. Anyway, they are all monsters among monsters. That's it. The battle in the sky lasted for a full quarter of an hour. Suddenly, Kakashi's figure appeared, retreating and leaving a trail on the ring, staring solemnly at Chiyo in armor in the sky. Kakashi is going to lose. Ninja Tsunade raised an eyebrow. In the ninja world of Konoha, a group of ninjas looked disappointed. Although this Kakashi is not their Kakashi compared to the other Chiyo, they still hope that the Kakashi from another world can win. The other Kakashi is already very strong, but Chiyo's fighting style is somewhat suspicious of relying on external forces. Shikaku said aloud. This is not passionate. This is not youthful. This is not what martial arts should be like, Ninja Kai said with a depressed look. Hey. What are you guys talking about? My dad doesn't lose that easily. The fun is just beginning. When Jia Dong heard the voice coming from Tsunade in the ninja world and Konoha, he immediately roared angrily. Page 88. Oh, really? Tsunade from the ninja world glanced at Jia Dong in surprise. Above the arena, Chiyo in the sky lowered her head and looked down. Kakashi of the Haddock family, you are very powerful. But unfortunately, it is still a little inferior to the new exoskeleton armor that Scorpion has recently developed. Chiyo in the sky spoke. A new exoskeleton armor? I just happen to have a new trick here, so please take a good look at it, Senior Chiyo. Imperial Kakashi said and put the short sword back into the sheath. Next moment, he exhaled heavily. 8 gates of ninjutsu, 7 gates open at the same time. Chakra and true energy rise to the sky. His right hand trembled as fast as lightning. The dagger is unsheathed. Everyone in Konoha only saw a flash of light. Rumble. The entire barrier began to vibrate, and I looked carefully. I saw 100-meter-long sword energy hit the barrier at some point. Chiyo's right hand holding the sword and the light wings behind her, which were originally in the sky, were completely cut off. Blood was spilled. Chiyo slowly fell to the ground holding her broken arm. Well, you win, Haddock Kakashi. What's with the last move? Her expression was calm. That's the Haddock sword draw flash that my father and I developed. In an instant, we can improve our condition to the best and then deliver the strongest blow. What a great move, Haddock's sword drawing flash. It's really as fast as lightning and nothing can stop it. I lose, Chiyo said and left the ring. Both sides seemed to care little about winning or losing. Imperial Kakashi nodded towards the audience and looked towards Imperial Minato, who appeared in the ring again. In the first battle, Fire State versus Green State, I declare Fire State the winner, Imperial Minato shouted. The audience was excited. Call out. Imperial Kakashi waved to the audience and returned to his seat. Brother is really amazing. Even with my Sharingan activated, I still feel blurry in front of my eyes and can hardly see anything clearly. Ninja World Kakashi looked at the Empire Kakashi beside him with a look of admiration. Humph. Of course. My father is a martial arts genius who is no less talented than me, Jia Dong said proudly, and what greeted him was the fist of Imperial Kakashi. Sayoka, your Sharingan doesn't help your combat ability much, but instead has been dragging down your body. Listen to me pick it off, and when the primary gene medicine of the sacred tree is distributed, your martial arts training speed will definitely be improved. It will only take some time for you to become a truly powerful person, Imperial Kakashi said as he looked at Ninja World Kakashi's Sharingan. Thank you for your kindness, brother, but this is the only thing that Obito left me from our world. I can't abandon it. Ninja World Kakashi gently stroked the scar on his Sharingan with a look of nostalgia. You Imperial Kakashi shook his head helplessly. On the stage, Governor's seat. Green Governor Luosha said to the Fire Governor beside him, I didn't expect that Scorpion's new battle armor would be cut off. The swordsmanship of the Haddock family is becoming more and more terrifying. I didn't expect that either. I can only say that they are worthy of being the Haddock family, a family of martial arts geniuses with 3 generations that His Majesty praised. Duan smiled gently. What a terrifying blow. If we are to spar with the people of the Haddock family in the future, we must be more careful. Lord Liking AI looked solemn. Sir, the next battle will be between our state. Can you tell me who Senju is going to send to fight? Mizuno Joterumine asked with a smile. HMPH. Stop asking about these things. Do you think I will tell you? Unomyu didn't turn around and continued to look at Minato on the ring. At this time, Imperial Naruto came on stage again, clapped his hands, and the almost destroyed arena was quickly restored. Then he waved his hand and left again. The Imperial Water Gate pointed to the governor's seat. Okay, the next battle begins. Please ask the governors of Shan and Shui to prepare. Upon hearing this, Unoki immediately started to operate. Seeing that Unoki ignored her, Mei Terumi did the same. After a while, there was a flash of light on the stage. A handsome young man with long golden hair and a man with standing hair, shark patterns on his face and a big sword on his back appeared. It's actually Kasama from the Hoshigaki clan. Although he is the strongest among the divine swordsmen, he will be severely restrained if he is against Deidara. Duin was somewhat surprised. Onoki stroked his beard and said with some pride, "It seems that Lord Shuaju's grasp of human nature is still a little weak. I will take this one first." Really? Restraint? I don't think so. Mei Terumi smiled mysteriously. Grandstand. The fierce cheers rang out again. Ah. It's Deidara from Yamashu. He's so handsome. So cute. I like this type of him. The genius boy of Yamashu. A disciple of the governor of Yamashu. I heard that he has mastered the dust release, explosion release, and powerful earth release ninjutsu, and combined them with martial arts. He is a true genius. Deidara once studied in the imperial capital. He was also a genius in the imperial capital. The other one is also very powerful, the strongest of the 7 divine swordsmen, and Simhada's performance is even more powerful. Kisame, turn into a shark and bite your opponent to death. Tailless-tailed beast, let us see how powerful you are. I'd like to collect some opinions on whether you are interested in the Imperial Martial Arts Tournament. If you are interested, I can write a little more. If you are not interested, I will write the next plot immediately. I personally don't really want to write these things, as I feel like they are filled with nonsense. 91. Chapter 90, Abido and Kiyotaka in the Ninja World. 91. Ninja World. Tsunade frowned. It turns out that they are Hoshigaki Kasame and Deidara, 2 traitorous ninjas and members of the Akatsuki organization. Don't you think it's interesting? He is a rebel ninja in his own world, but a genius ninja in this world, who is welcomed and respected. This is the problem of the social system. Under the backward system of the ninja world, no matter what kind of genius you are, you may be forced to the opposite side of the country and the family. Ninja Orochimaru licked his lips, with a look of reminiscence in his eyes. Humph. Ninja Tsunade did not respond. In the ninja world of Konoha, people reacted violently when they saw the 2 of them coming on the field. That shark-faced guy invaded Konoha before. The other guy is the bastard who kidnapped Gaara. They are all Akatsuki bastards. It's a good opportunity to watch their fight carefully so that it will be easier to deal with them if we encounter them again in the future. Huh? My opponent is actually you, Shark Face. You're really lucky. Surrender, you can't beat me in such a closed arena that is only 1 kilometer long, wide and high. You should understand this. On the ring, Imperial Deidara smiled smugly. It's really difficult. I don't like enemies like you the most. But I really can't surrender. I feel so sorry for Lord Shuichang and the people who support me. Imperial Kasama carried his sword on his back, said a few words and started walking back. Then prepare to be beaten. Imperial Deidara shrugged indifferently and stepped back. Wait until the distance is enough and the Imperial Water Gate disappears. The 2 of them acted together. Kasama quickly clasped his hands together and began to form seals. On the other side, Deidara clapped his hands. Chen escape, the art of boundary peeling. He pulled his palms apart. A bright light burst out and instantly arrived in front of Kasama. Kasama, who was forming hand seals, could hardly dodge it. But at this moment, The big sword behind him shattered the cloth, revealing an appearance like a fish. Then 2 wings grew out and it flew directly into the sky with Kasame, avoiding the attack. The limit-peeling technique shone on the ground behind Kasame, breaking a large piece of it into dust, and under Deidara's control again, it chased after Kasame. Kasame formed hand seals and dodged at the same time. However, there was no way to avoid it completely, and soon his right arm was cut off at the root, and blood spurted out from the broken part. Dust release. Does this guy in this world still master this terrifying ninjutsu? He can cut off the opponent's arm with 1 strike. If the opponent has no way to recover, the outcome should have been decided, right? Page 89. Ninja World. Tsunade breathed softly. At the same time, he secretly thought that it was a good thing that the blonde kid in his own world did not master this technique. Otherwise the Team 7 that went to provide support would have been completely wiped out. In the ninja world of Konoha, a group of ninjas who had fought against Deidara in the ninja world were also sweating profusely. It's true that Samehada's strength alone can't do it. Some martial arts can consume a lot of Trukai to do it, but the people of Shuju who focus on the combination of weapon and body are not particularly strong in pure muscle and 6 styles. Imperial Tsunade spoke. It seems that the battle is over. Tsunade of the ninja world thought so. I actually felt a little happy in my heart. At least this time, he defeated his opponent using ninjutsu instead of martial arts. Ninjutsu is not necessarily weaker than martial arts. On the ring, Deidara also said with a proud look, "Surrender, your Samehada can't repair this kind of injury, and next time I might aim for your head." Kasame sneered and continued to make seals with his remaining hand. Water prison shark dance. He opened his mouth and an endless flood gushed out. In just a few breaths, the arena, which was limited to 1 kilometer in length, width and height, was filled. You really don't give up. There's only one. Deidara used a mixture of chakra and true energy to form a transparent barrier shield around him, and opened his mouth to taunt. As a result, at this moment a knife that was somewhat similar to a beheading sword flew out from the place behind Kasame that was originally covered by Samehada, and then chopped directly on Kasame's body. In an instant, brilliance bloomed. The small beheading blade quickly merged into Kasame's body, giving his body an unusual metallic color. Then, under Deidara's shocked gaze, the bones of the broken arm grew rapidly, and flesh and blood vessels filled in instantly. The arm was fully restored in just 1 breath. What? How could this happen? Shouldn't your natal weapon be Samehada? Deidara was surprised. Even Yamasu Onoki stood up in shock. Ninja World. Tsunade is confused. Why is everyone so surprised? Without waiting for Imperial Tsunade to respond, on the ring filled with water, Kasame, whose form had changed drastically, laughed loudly. "Are you stunned, you blonde brat? My natal weapon has never been Samehada. It was this imitation guillotine. It had the same ability to recover as the real guillotine. Broken limbs and the like are nothing more than a piece of cake. Damn it! Then I'll cut off all your body parts and see how you can recover." Deidara growled in annoyance. The dust release beam of light in his hand swept across, destroying a large area of water. "It's useless. It's useless. Blonde kid, you have lost the possibility of defeating me now. I am the only dual-weapon warrior in the entire Shuju. Samehada. Fusion. Swordish form." Kasame roared again. The same muscle on the back also penetrated into the torso. Kasame immediately transformed from a human into a swordfish about 5 meters long. With a slight flick of his tail, he broke through layers of sea water at a speed invisible to the naked eye. He was like a streak of light in the water, avoiding the dust release while suddenly crashing into Deidara from the side. In order to avoid this attack, Deidara had to stop using dust release. But even so, Kasame's next attack followed closely. "Damn it, it's too late. I can't use dust release. This is the only way." Breathing of earth. Earth release. Giant Garuda technique. Deidara clasped his hands together. The flooded ground beneath him shook, and a huge mud gate more than 10 meters wide stood up. The huge swordfish transformed by Kasama crashed into the mud gate, and it was at this moment that the mud gate collapsed into pieces. A gray, 200-meter-tall Deidara rose from the ground. The swordfish slid a few meters with Deidara at a height of 200 meters before being caught. Got you, little one. The huge Deidara grinned and was about to use force with both hands to crush Kasame in his hands. I caught you. Blonde brat. Water-breathing same hot a sawtooth shark form. Kasame roared and his body expanded rapidly. From a swordfish that was only 4 or 5 meters long, it quickly turned into a sawtooth shark that was at least 300 or 400 meters long, pressing the huge Deidara under it. Get out of my way, you damn stinky fish. Deidara roared and punched the sawtooth shark. Pen! Exclamation with one punch, the powerful force shook the surrounding sea water within 100 meters away. The sawtooth shark took the punch head-on and its entire body was flattened, but it recovered in the next breath. He bit down on the giant Deidara's arm, breaking it off. But the next moment, the huge Deidara absorbed the soil beneath his body and grew again immediately. The two giant monsters fought each other in the sea. The aftermath of the force continued to shake the sea water, causing the ground beneath him to sink continuously. The onlookers were stunned. These two guys actually have this ability. Even if the tailed beasts face such monsters, they will probably be captured and beaten at will. Tsunade stroked her forehead and sighed. The strong men of the Empire are so powerful and have so many strange abilities that it is really frightening and makes people unable to muster the heart to resist. In the ninja realm of Konoha, a group of people were a little panicked. Those two guys from Akatsuki shouldn't have this ability, right? That's right, if they were that powerful, we would have been doomed. This maybe don't be afraid, we are practicing martial arts now. Besides, aren't people coming from the Empire soon? No matter how strong the Akatsuki organization is, how can it be as strong as the Empire? By then, we will be citizens of the Empire. When these words were spoken, some people were happy and some were sad. Yes, what is Akatsuki in front of the Empire? But is the Empire really as kind as it appears? Before we finish dealing with the wolves, here comes the lions. Boom. 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 The beatings continued for several minutes. Deidara shouted impatiently, "Get down now, you bastard. I should be the one saying this to you, blonde kid." Kisame roared. It bit Deidara and swung its tail, directly lifting him off the ground and slamming him hard into the barrier. Rumble. The barrier vibrates. Kisame bit off Deidara's arm again. Without the support of the ground, Deidara could only slowly absorb the free energy of the earth to recover. This time, the recovery speed was slowed down by more than 10 times. Kisame bit the giant Deidara into pieces with several bites, forcing his true form to appear, and finally won the victory. Watching another battle end, Ninja World Tsunade said, "Doesn't that blonde kid have the ability to explode?" "You mean explosion? That kind of thing is too useless. The power is too small. It has no effect on Kisame. The power is too big and will affect himself. He should know this, so he won't use it." Imperial Tsunade explained. It also made many people in Konoha of the ninja world realize why Deidara of the Empire did not use the bombs that he had always used when fighting against them. It turns out that it doesn't work when facing a strong person. They thought that explosive escape was very powerful. Governor's seat. Onoki looked at Mei Terumi with an unfriendly expression. "Captain Shuju is really good at hiding things. I didn't expect that Kisame from your state could actually fuse two swords. It's just a coincidence." Because Kisame wanted to calm Simhata, he never completed the fusion with the decapitation sword until a month ago. Mei Terumi said with a smile. "Humph. Cunning woman," Onoki said unhappily. "The next ones are Fire Province and Thunder Province." As governor, Lei prepared the people. Duan looked at AI Dao at this time, of course. AI nodded, a weird smile on his face at the same time. Ninja World. In a gloomy cave. The masked ninja Abaido stared at the yin and yang color of the zetsu in front of him and said in a gloomy tone, "You spent more than 10 days investigating, and the result is telling me that there is another world. That world has been unified by some Shenwu empire and will soon enter the ninja world. By then, maybe everything will be over." "You think I would believe that?" "Abaido, I understand how you feel, but there are some things that you have to see with your own eyes to believe. If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes, I wouldn't have believed that there were such absurd things in the world. In addition to our world, there is another similar world, and it will be so powerful." Black Zetsu's voice was a little trembling. During the more than 10 days in Konoha, he had been investigating the origins of Empire Rock Lee, but the investigation had not been very smooth for some time. Page 90. He knew the other person's name was Tang, and that he enjoyed yelling and exercising with the two idiots from Konoha. But afterwards Konoha's Hokage Tsunade turned on a communicator and revealed another world before him. Black Setsu's first feeling was that it was absurd and he didn't believe it. But as time passed, he saw more and more, and gradually began to believe that another world might exist. This made Black Setsu panic, because the people in the other world are ridiculously strong. As for the super robot we saw at the beginning, in terms of single-round destructive power, it is probably not inferior to the complete form of Susanoo, and it would be difficult for Madara to easily defeat it. After that, he only watched one martial arts tournament in the imperial capital, where Kakashi from another world fought against Chio. Black Setsu understood. If we wait until people from another world invade this world, then everything will be over. It is simply impossible to use the Akatsuki organization to collect the tailed beasts and finally resurrect the mother. So after thinking it over, the only way Black Setsu can think of to break the impasse is to take action before the people from another world arrive. However, Abaido from another world seemed to have not appeared recently with the three tails. This would make things very troublesome. But many things do not allow for too much consideration. They must capture the tailed beast now. The prerequisite for taking action now is to make Abaido believe what he says. Only if Abaido trusts him can he convince Nagato through him. Humph. As Madara's will, you are really ridiculous now. Forget it. In order to ensure the plan, I will go to Konoha to take a look. Let's go. Abaido finished speaking with a look of disdain. The air vortex twisted and the figure disappeared. Shortly after, Konoha. The ninjas who gathered together and watched the projection of the space-time communicator intently were making a lot of noise and did not notice that there were two inconspicuous people behind them. Is this the time-space communicator you mentioned? Are the people inside from another time and space? Abaido asked in a low voice while looking at the screen projected by the space-time communicator. That's right. Watch carefully. Remember, no matter what you see, stay calm and don't get caught. Serious reminder. Humph. Who do you think I am? Abaido was disdainful and continued, but this arena looks pretty big, which is nice. The voice of Abaido from the ninja world fell. In the time-space communicator, there was a flash of light above the arena. The figure of Imperial Watergate appeared. As expected, I still don't want to continue with the water ring battle. As I write this thing, I can't control the audience's perspective, and it's getting more and more watery. So I'd better just let Abaido appear and end this plot quickly. 92. Chapter 91, Abaido in the Ninja World, is written from another world as gentle and kind. 92. Looking at this figure, Ninja World Abaido's expression changed drastically. Water, be quiet. I told you not to be too surprised, or you'll be discovered. Zetsu slapped Abaido on the back, forcing him to calm down. Is this guy Minato from another world? Yes. Humph. I didn't expect he's still alive. In that case, when Abaido from the ninja world said this, his eyes flashed, and a hint of expectation inevitably appeared in his voice. A world where Lin didn't die. In that case, how is Lin in this world now? Is she married? Who is she married to? Could it be me? When Obaido from the ninja world thought of this, his heart couldn't help but pound. Calm down. Calm down. It's just Lin from another world. It has nothing to do with me. No, I can't calm down at all. Even if it's Lin from another world, it's still Lin. Damn it. I really want to know. Ninja World Obaido's expression kept changing. Black Zetsu saw his appearance and his expression changed drastically. Oh no. This guy really has feelings for Lin from another world. In this case, he must not be informed of Lin's situation, otherwise he might go crazy and affect the plan. Damn it. But it's not possible to take him away now. Now we can only hope that woman Tsunade stops looking at that Kakashi. Black Zetsu was feeling depressed. Although he had thought of this possibility before, he believed that Obaido should be able to distinguish between his own world and other worlds. I didn't expect that the next match will be between Liju and Hyuju. Please ask the two governors to prepare the contestants to go on stage, Minato said enthusiastically on the ring. Not a moment. There was a flash of light. An orange-haired, mature-looking man appeared on the ring. The entire audience was excited and exclaimed, "It's Jugo, a natural senjutsu body, one of Dr. Orochimaru's masterpieces. I heard that after Dr. Orochimaru's transformation, he has many incredible abilities. Yungo's type seems to be one that uses all his punches to the flesh. This confrontation with Liju should be very interesting. Hurry! Where are the people from Liju? Come out quickly." As expected of the other Lord Orochimaru, he thinks highly of this guy in the audience. Shinobi Kabuto pushed his eyes and said at this time, "Another me, let me take a good look at what Jugo has become in your hands." The ninja world's Orochimaru licked his lips with anticipation. Yungo is a special individual. His natural immortal body allows him to better integrate into nature and get close to other animals. This is very interesting. Believe me, he will not let you down. Imperial Orochimaru laughed. What a pair of spooky, like-minded guys. Tsunade from the ninja world turned around holding the space-time communicator and muttered in dissatisfaction. Through the space-time communicator. Looking at the two Orochimaru, Ninja World Obaido was stunned. Is this the Orochimaru from two different worlds? The difference doesn't seem to be that big. If that's the case, then the Lin in this world should also be very gentle and kind, right? The anticipation in Ninja World Obaido's eyes grew even stronger. Beside him, Zetsu was watching Tsunade turning on the space-time communicator with great nervousness. No. Don't turn. Don't turn any further. Stop. Stop. We can't let Obaido see the Haddock family. Fortunately it finally stopped. Juji's forehead was almost sweaty. At this time, Tsunade of the ninja world turned back again and did not take pictures of the Haddock family next to them. She looked at the arena and couldn't help wondering, where are the people from Liju? In the previous battles between the two states, they always appeared at the same time. Ha ha ha. Here comes the old man. That's when a roar was heard, and in the audience seats, with a flash of lightning, it flew over a distance of 1,000 meters, arrived at the top of the ring, and punched out heavily. Boom! Exclamation! After the barrier received the punch, it shook violently several times, but remained intact. The figure also slowly stood up at this time. Good. This barrier is pretty good. It can defend against my fists. Then I can show off my skills in it. The visitor laughed. This is when everyone saw his appearance clearly. He has a rough face, long messy hair, and is wearing a tight vest. He is extremely strong, at least 2 meters and 3 meters tall, and there is a word thunder written on his right arm. 3 generations of rakeage. Ninja World Tsunade looked at the figure and couldn't help but exclaimed. The audience was boiling again. Oh. It's Lord Liju's father. Lord Ai III. Governor Lei's father seems to be stronger than Governor Lei. Can he also join the war? I don't think you said no, did you? I've only heard of Governor Lei's family's Thunder God Tyrant body that combines the lightning breathing technique lightning chakra mode, and muscle martial arts before, but this time I can finally see it for myself. Governor's seat. Duan looked helplessly at the rough figure on the stage and said, Mr. Governor Lei, I didn't expect that you would even invite this person for this competition. Ha ha ha. This is my dad's own decision. He is just like that. He likes to compete with strong people, but he doesn't care about my business. The fourth generation of the Leishu Governor AI laughed call out. The figure of Imperial Watergate appeared beside the third generation of the Empire AI and said with a wry smile, Third generation Master AI, your way of appearance is really special. Ha ha ha, isn't this just to check the quality of the barrier? Minato, please take me in. The third generation of the Empire laughed. Page 91. Minato smiled bitterly and sent it into the barrier. The personnel from both sides were finally in place. After looking at each other, Changwu was also helpless. I didn't expect that Governor Lei would send out a master like you. Stop talking nonsense, little brat. Use all your strength and let's have a fist-to-flesh fight. I can't wait any longer. Ha 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 ha. Thunder God Tyrant Body. The third generation AI spread his arms and roared. Lightning burst out from his body and countless lightning snakes coiled around him, forming a thunder armor visible to the naked eye. The ground beneath his feet was constantly heating up and smoking under this thunder. The other side. Jugo's expression changed. He took a deep breath, and his original human appearance began to change. The color of his whole body turned into metallic gray, a long trident grew on his head, his hands became significantly thicker, his eyes became several times larger, and he was covered with countless mesh threads, and his legs became thicker and longer. He completely turned into a monster, and his body height increased from nearly 2 meters to 3 meters. Ha ha ha. Okay, that's it. Come on. The third generation AI roared. Without continuing to retreat and keep a sufficient distance, he kicked his legs, blasting a hole more than 10 meters deep in the ground, and pounced towards Shija. Changwu had a solemn expression, and he also kicked his legs, creating a huge pit, and pounced towards the third generation AI. The two men collided like two beams of light, one blue and one gray, and their fists collided with each other. The terrible impact cracked the ground beneath both parties, and several spiderweb-like cracks spread around the barrier. Boom! 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 Then, they separated and kept colliding with each other. The people in the ninja world could only see the air exploding and the ground exploding one after another. However, this is nothing to the people of Konoha in the ninja world. They have gradually gotten used to it. But Abido from the ninja world was a little confused. Are they really fighting? Without opening the kaleidoscope, he couldn't see the battle on this level at all. I think it should be, he said in a slightly silent manner. These guys are really strong, but one of them is the third Raikage after all. In the ninja world, Abido refrained from opening his Mangekyou or even his Sharingan. He was afraid someone would turn around and see. Because of this, he was completely unaware of the seriousness of the matter. Ninja World Orochimaru watched the game for a while, then turned his gaze back and said, Yungo's appearance seems to be somewhat similar to that of an insect. Did you implant insect genes into his body? Yes, he has the rhinoceros beetle gene in his body. Although this insect is not the most powerful in the insect world, it is the most suitable for Shija. In addition, there are flea genes, tardigrade genes, and dragonfly genes that ensure Shija's jumping ability, vitality, and insight. All the animal genes combined into one, we have today's Shija, the strongest insect man in nature. How about my masterpiece? Imperial Orochimaru introduced it in a very natural way. It's a genius idea, and more importantly, the technology can support it. It's really amazing. The Empire Ninja World's Orochimaru was amazed. If he had not seen the body of the White Snake Sage and the fusion bodies of several other bloody bodies before, he would have considered whether he wanted this body of Jugo. It's a monster. Tsunade from the ninja world frowned when she saw Jugo's look. The ninjas of Konoha in the ninja realm also felt some disgust and fear. Oh my god, how could a human become like this? It's so horrible. This man has been tortured beyond recognition by Orochimaru as expected. No matter which world Orochimaru is from, he is not a good person. This kind of voice reached the ears of Tsunade of the Empire next to her, and she couldn't help but frown. Okay, there's no need to make a fuss. This level of transformation was voluntary on Shige's part, not forced by the Empire, so why make such a fuss? What's volunteering? The people of Konoha were speechless. I feel a little bit unconvinced. Of course, martial arts are prevalent in the Empire, and everyone hopes to contribute to the Empire. It is true that Jugo is an insect man, but he is also a famous zoologist. He longs to learn more about these insects and animals. Imperial Tsunade explained. Upon hearing this, Ninja World Tsunade sighed and turned her attention back to the ring. The battle between the two sides in the ring is still going on. The entire arena was no longer in its original state at this point, like a huge crater hit by a meteorite. However, judging from the current situation, it seems that the third-generation AI is still stronger. He has been suppressing Shige and forcing him to retreat step by step. He even knocked him away several times and his body exploded. Fortunately, Chago had amazing recovery ability. He was able to heal himself again in just 1 or 2 breaths after the explosion and fight with the third-generation AI again. I'm afraid the battle between these two people will be difficult to end in a short time. Tsunade of the ninja world said after watching for a while. This is because Sandaime is enjoying the battle, not using full strength. Otherwise, the winner should have been decided by now. Imperial Tsunade said. Oh, you didn't use your full strength? You didn't use your full strength in a battle of this magnitude? That's right. The third-generation AI is the strongest thunder messenger in the Empire. The Thunder God Tyrant body has a higher form. If he uses it, Chago will not be able to hold on for so long. The overbearing thunder is enough to temporarily destroy the genes in Chago's body and make him lose balance. Imperial Tsunade said this. A loud roar of dissatisfaction came from the side. Lady Tsunade, what nonsense are you talking about? The strongest lightning user is obviously my grandfather. My grandfather will never lose to this big fool. The ring battle ends here. 93. Chapter 92. The Collapse and Twisting of Ninja World Abaido 93. Ja Dong. What nonsense are you talking about? How could the third generation of Master AI be a big fool? You little guy. A gentle voice then sounded. Let the heart of Abaido in the ninja world stop beating instantly. This voice. It was somewhat similar to Lin's, but sounded gentler and more mature. Is it Lin? Lin from another world. She is not dead. Lin in another world is not dead. Great, she's not dead. Ninja World Abaido couldn't help but feel a strong sense of joy in his heart. Although he knew that the Lin in another world was not the same person as the Lin in his own world, he still couldn't help but stare at the image in the space-time communicator with his eyes full of anticipation. Damn it! That kid spoke. Damn it, how could this happen? Damn Fifth Hokage, don't turn your head. Don't. He was so nervous that he was trembling all over. Oh. Tsunade from the ninja world had no idea what Ju was thinking, so she subconsciously turned around and looked over while holding the space-time communicator. At this time, the space-time communicator also revealed the Hadake family. Looking at the person who looks 90% like Hadake Kakashi, and Lin, who is dressed in gentle clothes and has a gentle and happy smile, and a little white-haired boy beside her. Ninja World Abaido's originally joyful heart suddenly twitched and his pupils contracted violently. That guy is Kakashi from another world, right? Lin, why was she sitting next to him? Why were they so close to each other? And that little white hair? Who is that? Why did Lin speak to him in such a doting tone? What exactly is going on? His voice trembled, and his eyes were instantly bloodshot as he looked at Jiu. Zetsu looked at Abaido in front of him, and his dark face turned pale. Damn it! Unexpectedly, the thing I least wanted to see still happened. The child of Rin from that world and Kakashi from that world is called Hadake Scumbag too. Abaido, calm down and listen to me, never speak bitterly. No, no, no. This is impossible. Impossible. How could she be with that bastard Kakashi? And she gave birth to a white-haired boy. Impossible. Impossible. I will never admit that this is true. It's fake. It's all fake. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. It's all fake. Ninja World. Abaido didn't wait for Zetsu to continue speaking and instantly fell into madness. Tears of blood fell from his eyes. When Zetsu saw this, he realized the seriousness of the situation. He instantly turned into a black shadow and attached himself to Abaido from the ninja realm. Then the air vortex turned and Abaido from the ninja realm disappeared without a trace. Many other ninjas in Konoha were startled by the painful roar as if they were being tortured to death. Some of them turned around in surprise, but saw nothing. The outskirts of Konoha. Ninja World. Abaido kept shuttling through the woods, and the entire forest was echoing with his desperate roar. It's fake. It's all fake. There's no way that Rin likes Kakashi. There's no way she could give birth to a child for him. It's all fake. Calm down, Abaido. That's another world, and that Rin isn't the Rin you know. Zetsu, who was attached to Abaido, said nervously. That's fake. It's fake. What other world? Don't try to fool me. It's fake. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. Ha ha. In the ninja world, Abaido's tears and blood kept dripping, and he cried and laughed wildly at the same time. Black Zetsu was terrified when he saw this. Could it be that the plan he had been planning for 1,000 years was really ruined because of this little thing? Page 92. How to do? Ju used his brain, which had been plotting to save his mother for thousands of years, to think quickly, and finally a flash of inspiration came to him. That's right, it's fake. The real Rin died a long time ago, and the one over there is just a fake. Calm down, Abaido. It's impossible for your Lin to like Kakashi. She was killed by Kakashi. She must hate Kakashi to death, so how could she like him? Upon hearing this, Ninja World. Abaido stopped running and said with an angry look, That's right. My Rin was killed by Kakashi a long time ago. How could she possibly like Kakashi? Damn it. Damn Kakashi. Yes, that's a fake. Ju continued. Ninja World. Abaido gradually calmed down, and hatred began to flash in his eyes. That imposter, I'm going to kill her. How dare she pretend to be my Lin? I'm going to kill her. Yes, kill her, but you also saw that there are many powerful people around that imposter, right? That Orochimaru test subject and the third Raikage are indeed very strong. The current Akatsuki organization cannot handle them. Even if Nagato has the Rinnegan, I'm afraid he won't be able to deal with it given his physical condition. Abaido whispered, his brows furrowed. So we must use the power of the tailed beasts. Speed up the plan. As long as the plan is completed, that fake Rin guy and the Empire will be destroyed. No one can resist the real power of God. Black Zetsu said seductively. That's right, as long as there is real divine power. So what do you pay attention to? Abaido asked. It will take some time for those people from the Empire to come to the ninja world. We can take advantage of this gap to capture all the tailed beasts. Where's Sanwei? Have you got any news? So far, I haven't heard that it's you from another world. It shouldn't be your fake one with the 3 tails. I don't know where it is now. Black Judao. My fake one? I will kill that bastard too. He actually lost to Kakashi from another world. He also lost to Rin. Abaido whispered, a fierce look on his face. The two discussed for a while and finally disappeared without a trace. Shortly after, on top of the huge stone palm, several shadows stood there. Pain's cold voice sounded. Do you understand what I mean? Of course, I can't wait to capture the tailed beasts, but if Itachi-sen doesn't come with me, I'll be alone, right? To be honest, it's still a bit difficult to face the tailed beasts alone. Kasama grinned. There will be new team members joining you, don't worry. Pain said this and glanced at Uchiha Itachi again, with a warning in his purple eyes. Itachi, please come to the Hidden Rain village later. I have other tasks for you to do. I understand. Uchiha Itachi replied indifferently and slowly closed his eyes. On the day, the entire Akatsuki organization was mobilized and launched an attack on many Jinchuriki with lightning speed. The tailed beasts were captured one after another. Another day later night. Konoha. A group of ninjas dispersed from the space-time communicator. Uzumaki Naruto stretched lazily and said excitedly, "It was so exciting." The martial arts tournament lasted for 2 days. The battles between the strongest men in the empire were so exciting. I really want to be able to stand on such a stage and fight against such strong men one day. Just because you're the last one? Forget about it. Ihit said. Taga, you bastard, have you forgotten how you lost to me? Naruto glared at Taga with some annoyance. Humph. You just took advantage of me because I learned martial arts first. Once I become proficient in martial arts, I won't necessarily lose to you. You refused to obey. Stop wasting time. Haven't you seen how strong Naruto is in that world? Ino rolled her eyes. That's right, Naruto's strength in that world is too terrifying. With that level of wood release, he could destroy Konoha with just one strike. Shino also said, Hey, did you hear that? Everyone thinks I'm stronger. Naruto was delighted when he heard what his friends said. That's Naruto from another world. What does it have to do with you? You refused to accept. Why does it not matter? We are just the same person with different experiences. As long as I work hard and train, I can be the second Da-Ming brother. Naruto retorted. Tusk, you'll never reach that level. Damn it, you bastard. Naruto and Kiba left while arguing. Soon, the separated, some to rest and some to exercise. Naruto wanted to become the second Imperial Naruto, so he took a deep breath and continued running along Konoha even though he was extremely tired from maintaining the wind breathing for a long time while watching the battle. Come on. Work hard. I want to be as strong as Brother Da-Ming. Come on. Come on. Naruto shouted as he ran. Suddenly, a figure appeared from not far away and greeted him. Naruto. Ugh. Naruto turned his head and was shocked to find that it was his elder brother Abido. So he smiled and said, Brother Abido, where have you been? No one can see you. Even at Sister Lin's grave, we can't find you. Exclamation upon hearing this, Abido's face darkened. You damned fake. How dare you spy on my Lin? As expected. You have already met your death. I must kill you. He was angry in his heart, but he still suppressed his anger and smiled. I have other things. However, there may be a favor I can ask of you right now. Help? No problem. I'm very happy to be able to help you, Brother Abido. Naruto said somewhat happily. Then he was taken by Abido out of the village. The outskirts of Konoha. A ninja who was also training frowned and looked in the direction the two left. Shhhhhhh. Naruto and Abido walked through the woods for a while before finally stopping. Abido slowly walked up to Naruto and placed a hand on his shoulder, causing the air to swirl. Seeing the scene, Naruto did not dodge, but grinned and said, Brother Abido, what exactly do you want me to do for you? Can you tell me now? You've already helped me. Uzumaki Naruto Abido trailed off. The two disappeared in the ninja world. A mysterious space full of stone pillars. The figures of Uzumaki Naruto and Abido suddenly appeared, looking at the people in black and red costumes in this strange space, one of whom was Deidara, who had kidnapped Gaara and whom he had wanted to beat up a long time ago. Naruto was shocked and said, How come? Are you from Akatsuki? Then he turned his head and looked at Abido in disbelief and said, Brother Abido, what is going on? Why are you with the people from Akatsuki? Why did you bring me here? 94. Chapter 93 Akatsuki's Actions 94. Abido, so your name is Abido. This time, thanks to you. Otherwise, if we were to attack Konoha by force and face that guy, it would be very troublesome, huh? Deidara smiled happily at Naruto's expression. The nine-tailed fox is about to be obtained. This plan is unexpectedly easy. Kisame also grinned. Brother Abido, why? Tell me. Naruto asked again. Why? Because I'm not your big brother Abido at all. I'm the Abido of this world, not an imposter from another world. When Ninja World Abido said the last few words, his expression was angry. Abido of this world. How could it be? Wasn't you already dead? Naruto was shocked. The Uchiha Abido that Kakashi knew is indeed dead. I am now just a ghost seeking revenge. Ninja World Abido said coldly. The face also became distorted, revealing its original hideous and terrifying appearance, like a demon returning from hell. His previous appearance was a slight change after being possessed by a white Zetsu, and he looked almost identical to Imperial Abido, who didn't practice muscular martial arts much. Damn it! Naruto cursed, feeling a little angry. He also secretly cursed himself for being careless. However, the current situation was caused by the lack of intelligence and his self-confidence. After using the aura of martial arts to identify and confirm that the other party was Big Brother Abido, he had no doubt at all. This is not the way of ninja at all. Now it's dangerous. Naruto took a deep breath and forced himself into the wind-breathing technique. Even though he was exhausted now, he had to defeat these guys. All things are attracted by heaven. Pain raised his hand. A powerful burst of suction. Naruto looked shocked and flew towards Pain involuntarily. He raised his right leg and kicked hard, knocking the defending Pain away. Ninja World Abido's expression changed. Come on together. The nine tails is not as easy to deal with as the previous tailed beasts. After saying that, Abido from the ninja realm flew up. Page 93. A war is about to break out. Even though Naruto tried his best, he was no match for the Akatsuki. He was knocked down in just a moment, and then the power of the nine-tailed fox exploded. A terrible battle unfolds within the divine power space. After a long time, Naruto's limbs were pierced by black rods and nailed to the stone pillars. The members of Akatsuki organization breathed a sigh of relief. Deidara wiped his sweat and said, It's really hard to deal with. Is this the Nine Tails? Its power is not even on the same level as the other tailed beasts. It has mastered powerful arts, It is indeed troublesome, worthy of being the strongest Kyuubi. Kisame slowly changed from his mermaid form back to his original form. Faye, you are quite amazing. You can even master wood release. Deidara glanced at his former partner again and said, Really? Then Senior Deidara, can you tell me what constipation feels like? Faye, wearing a Uzumaki mask, said in surprise. Huh? What's wrong with you? You seem to be even more mentally ill. How dare you ask such a stupid question? Deidara was a little surprised that his younger brother seemed to be much weirder than usual. I asked because I'm curious. Didn't Deidara-senpai praise me? Then answer this question as a reward, said Faye. You are such an idiot. Deidara turned his head. The only one left is the three tails, said Kisame. Yes, there are only three tails left. Gathering all the tailed beasts is a great artistic achievement. Deidara smiled with anticipation. But what about the last three tails? The intelligence provided by this guy Zetsu has always been pretty good. What's going on lately? I'm sorry, but I'll find out about the three-tailed as soon as possible. In 3 days, I want news about Sanwei. 3 days? That should be enough. The light in his eyes flickered. Ninja World, Konoha. The next morning. Because the Imperial Capital Martial Arts Tournament was over, most people started training again. But the group of people were shocked to find that Naruto was missing. This is strange, because Naruto always trained with them before. They searched Naruto's home but didn't find him. Then they searched around Konoha but still didn't find him. This couldn't help but make the group of ninjas feel a little bit of a lie. Where's Naruto? Why is Naruto missing? He was fine last night. I saw him going out with someone last night. He looked a bit like Abido. A ninja said at this time. You went out with Abido from another world. Shikaku remained silent and looked at Empire Xiao Lai. Xiao Lai, does the Empire want to see Naruto about something? I haven't received any notification about this. Empire Xiao Lai scratched his head in confusion. It seems that we can only find Abido to ask about the situation, but now Abido is missing. Shikaku frowned. It feels like something is wrong. Shikamaru also frowned. Could it be that someone from Akatsuki has taken action? Aren't the tailed beasts always their target? Someone doubted. I don't think you need to worry so much. After all, with Naruto's strength, it's impossible for the Akatsuki people to defeat him easily. Ino said. That's not necessarily true. Akatsuki has many experts with strange abilities. If one is not careful and gets fooled, even the strongest person may fail. Shikamaru shook his head. The group of people couldn't help but think of Hiden's strange immortality, as well as Kakuzu's multiple hearts and stitching abilities. I couldn't help but worry even more. We must find Naruto. Shikaku immediately gave orders, and a group of ninjas began to look for Abido. They began shouting and yelling in the streets and alleys. On an old street, Abido, wearing a disguise mask, walked quietly, recalling in his mind every moment he and Rin spent here when they were young. Only this street has retained its original appearance. Although the imperial capital is prosperous, the buildings of the past are gone. He was immersed in his own world. Until a loud shout rang out, Abido! Abido! Where are you? Where did you take Naruto? Come out now! This shout made Abido of the Empire stunned. He quickly appeared beside the shouting ninja and said, What do you mean? I took Naruto away? Are you Abido? The stopped ninja asked in confusion. Yes. Imperial Abido takes off the human skin mask. Great, I finally found you. Naruto is missing, and someone saw you taking him away, so everyone is looking for you. I've been here the whole time. How could I possibly take Naruto away? Imperial Abido frowned. This is what I know. That's nonsense. Imperial Abido was a little angry. He immediately asked the ninja around him to notify everyone and prepare for a confrontation. When all the ninjas gathered together, Imperial Abido explained. Lu Jiume, you said you didn't take Naruto away but someone else saw it. Who is lying? He said, looking towards the person who had spoken before. I swear, I really saw Naruto being taken away by Abido. When Tsunade-sama announced the Empire, many of us ninjas received the atlas of Abido's appearance, so we can't be wrong. The ninja vowed. I'm not interested in lying. That's just a waste of my time. Imperial Abido was speechless and looked quite annoyed. I know Abido. He is not the kind of person who would lie about something like this. Imperial Lee stepped forward and said, Xiao Lai from another world said so. I want to believe Abido too. Because the Abido I know is not that kind of person. He is a young, passionate, friendly person. Ninja Kai said as he recalled every detail of his childhood with Abido. Youth, passion, and friendliness. It's hard to tell whether someone is friendly or not. But youth and passion? This guy doesn't seem to have anything to do with that, right? A group of ninjas looked speechless. I don't believe that Brother Abido would do such a thing. Sakura also spoke up. The other ninjas began to believe it one by one. This made the ninja who had said that Obito took Naruto away a little angry. Hey, hey, hey. What do you mean? Do you think I'm lying? Could it be that someone else pretended to be Obito and tricked Naruto away? Some people also raised doubts. It's unlikely after practicing martial arts, one becomes very sensitive to auras. As long as one uses their heart to sense and distinguish them, one will not be easily deceived. Besides, Naruto's martial arts have already been quite good. The transformation technique will be seen through in an instant. Sakura shook her head. The other ninjas who practiced martial arts also nodded in agreement. Damn it! You are just doubting me. Well, just use your ninjutsu to test whether I'm lying or not. Come on. The ninja who said Obito took Naruto away was a little angry. That's not what we meant, come on. Stop talking nonsense. Okay then, as they spoke, they asked Yamanaka Inouchi to check his memory. How? A group of people gathered around Yamanaka Inouchi who had just checked his memory. It's true, that man is exactly the same as Lord Obito. Yamanaka Inouchi nodded seriously. Damn it! How could it be? Imperial Obito was a little dissatisfied. His eyes spun in a manjakayo and scared a group of Konoha ninjas. They recalled the battle between the masters of the empire that they had seen before, and their hearts began to beat fast. Is this Obito going to turn hostile? I don't believe you. Let me check his memory myself. Imperial Obito said as he pushed everyone from Konoha aside and looked the ninja straight in the eyes with his manjakayo. After a while, Imperial Obito said in silence, it's true, he did see me taking Naruto away, but it definitely wasn't me. Someone is impersonating me. I swear on your majesty's behalf. Page 94. He said, glancing at everyone. I believe you, Obito. As a citizen of the Empire, no one will joke with his majesty's name. Empire Zio Lai was the first to express his support. Many other people nodded in agreement. Lu Ji rubbed his forehead with a headache. I also believe in Obito-kun, but the situation at hand is a bit complicated. A disguise that Naruto can't see through. This is a conspiracy against Naruto. We must inform Lady Tsunade. Nara Shikaku did not say anything about his distrust of the Empire, but some Konoha ninjas had such thoughts, but they were shocked by the strength of the Empire and did not dare to speak out. Just watching Nara Shikaku contact Tsunade. 95. Chapter 94. The Imperial Expeditionary Force sets out. 95. What? Naruto disappeared? Kidnapped by a guy disguised as Obito. Did Naruto practice martial arts for so long in vain? Damn it! Why did he have to do it at this critical moment? When Tsunade of the Ninja Realm, who was wandering around with Tsunade of the Empire, heard the news, her heart was beating wildly and an ominous premonition enveloped her whole body. In another world, Naruto was kidnapped and the target was none other than Obito. It seems that someone wants to alienate the relationship between the Empire and Konoha. This matter is not a small matter. I have to report it to His Majesty and let him decide. Imperial Tsunade also frowned and immediately turned on the communication device to contact Senju Yamato. The Thousand Hands Heavenly Man who got the news was stunned and said, "Is that so, Tsunade of Konoha? Do you still remember the existence of Akatsuki?" Your Majesty, what you mean is the real culprit behind Naruto's kidnapping is the Akatsuki organization? Ninja World Tsunade said. Akatsuki? Are they those damn bastards? Damn it! We haven't even settled accounts with those bastards yet, and they're bullying us again? Akatsuki organization, those guys should have many-tailed beasts that they haven't captured yet. According to common sense, capturing tailed beasts should be from easy to difficult. Konoha is the leader of the 5 major ninja villages. Konoha is the leader of the 5 great ninja villages. But in Konoha now, the Hokage is in the Empire, and Jiraiya-sama has not returned yet because of the Imperial Martial Arts Tournament. Konoha is already in chaos. When the group of Konoha people thought of this, their expressions changed one after another. But Naruto's martial arts are very strong. He should be able to carefully identify the opponent by his aura, right? Tsunade from the ninja world asked tentatively. I've heard that the Otsutsuki organization in your world is made up of some rebellious ninjas with strange abilities. In this case, it is not surprising that there are some that can block and deceive martial arts perception. Thousand-handed celestial being. Shielding, deceiving martial arts perception? Imperial Tsunade muttered, seeming a little disdainful. Some of the Konoha ninjas couldn't help but show a hint of embarrassment when they saw the look on Tsunade's face. They wanted to say something, but the words were stuck in their throats. Having watched the Imperial Capital Martial Arts Conference, they found it difficult to brag in front of the Empire's masters. Don't be so arrogant, Tsunade. Seeing the attitude of Imperial Tsunade, Senju Yamato could not help but reprimand. Martial arts are powerful, but they are not omnipotent. Have you forgotten everything I said? Martial arts have their strengths, and ninjutsu has its advantages, and the two can coexist. This is also the reason why I didn't completely abandon ninjutsu. It even encourages creation, research and development, and integration with martial arts. This is also the foundation of the Empire's strength. Everything can be used by the Empire, and knowledge is the root of everything. Imperial Tsunade couldn't help but shrink her head after being scolded by Senju Yamato. Although she was once the elder of the Thousand Hands celestial being, she did not dare to act recklessly in front of the majestic Emperor Shenwu. Your Majesty is right. When the other people in Konoha heard Senju Yamato speak in favor of ninjutsu, they also felt a sense of agreement, and a feeling that His Majesty seems to be a very good person. This is the mercy of the superior. They can make the people below them burst into tears of gratitude just by showing a little kindness. Similarly, the kindness of the weak is meaningless and may even be ridiculed. Well, go and complete your mission, Tsunade. The thousand-handed heavenly man said the last sentence and cut off the communication. Imperial Tsunade to Ninja World Tsunade and Konoha on the other side. Everyone, I'll take my leave now. You don't need to worry too much about Naruto. His Majesty's order has been issued. The Empire is about to send troops, and anyone who dares to attack Naruto will be punished by the Empire. After saying this, Imperial Tsunade disappeared in a flash. Everyone in the ninja world looked at her back, and at this moment, their hearts were extremely complicated finally coming. The Empire's army, even though they had thought about coexisting with them before, when this moment was really about to come, the people of Konoha were still extremely nervous. Because compared to the Empire, they are too weak. Can such weak people really enjoy the same rights as other imperial people, and gain the respect of the imperial people? No one has this certain and definite answer. Bright Reception Hall. Tsunade, Minato, Dan, Kakashi, Shikaku, the Uchiha elites, the Hyuga elites, Suishu, Imashu, Reishu, and Green Oasis all gathered together. Some of them looked excited and happy, while others looked solemn and expectant. Ha 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 ha. Great, great. Tsunade, you really brought us good news this time. The fourth generation of the Leishu Governor AI laughed. Little Naruto from another world is so pitiful. Not only did he become a Jinchuriki, but he was also captured. Those damn bastards from the Akatsuki organization dared to capture Naruto. I will never forgive them. Kushina clenched her fists as if she wanted to do something. She subconsciously glanced at Minato, causing him to tremble all over. So His Majesty wants us to select personnel immediately and head to the ninja world. But according to the current spacetime particles, the number of troops may have to be reduced a lot, right? Imperial Tsunade said this and looked towards Imperial Orochimaru. Imperial Orochimaru licked his lips, indeed, although there are only a few days left until the agreed date. But the last part of spacetime particles is a little difficult to refine. The number of troops sent this time is only 50% of the original plan. Only 50%? This is too little according to the previous competitions. Chinese letter, Chinese letter, Chinese letter, 30% Chinese letter, Chinese letter, Chinese letter, 20% Chinese letter, Chinese letter, 15% Chinese letter, Chinese letter, 20% Chinese letter, Chinese letter, 15% Chinese letter, 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 Chinese letter. The fourth generation of Governor Lei muttered. Just be happy, you shameless bastard. It would have been fine if he had just let his father go, but he actually went to the final game himself, and even said that the governor was not prohibited from participating in the game. He has no shame at all. Yamanachu Onoki complained in dissatisfaction. How can you be so shameless? That's the rule, old man. Okay. Be quiet. I accepted your Majesty's commission not to listen to your quarrel. Think carefully about which people to choose to go to the ninja world. I'm only here for 1 hour. Then everyone must act immediately. Shinobi Tsunade urged. Of course, your Majesty's will is supreme. The 5 governors became serious. Uchiha Setsuna then spoke. Governor Duan, don't forget our previous agreement. Don't worry, Elder Setsuna. Of course I haven't forgotten. It's just that the number of personnel sent has been reduced now, so I'm afraid the Uchiha side must also reduce the number of personnel going to the ninja world. Duan said. That's natural. Fugaku also said at this time. Alas, I'm afraid there won't be many people who can go now. Previously, the plan was for Itachi, Shisui, Izumi, and I to go, but now Setsuna muttered in embarrassment. Elder Setsuna, I can give up going to the ninja world. Shisui spoke immediately. Well then I'll just let it go. Elder Setsuna and Itachi will be fine together. After all, everyone in the clan knows what you two are thinking. Uchiha Izumi also said softly. Let Shanna show a hint of satisfaction. Thank you, Shisui. Izumi, the existence of Uchiha Itachi in the other world is the most wrong, and I have to correct him, so I will not quit no matter what. The Imperial Itachi looked solemn. Don't forget, his life belongs to little Sasuke. This is our promise to him. Fugaku warned, looking at Setsuna. Don't worry, father. I am only going to let him experience the 10 tortures of the Empire. Imperial Itachi responded, with a hint of cruelty on his cold face. Humph. Of course. But recently I have been thinking about how to torture that guy, so you guys should be ready to watch the show when the time comes. Setsuna sneered. Then the candidates for Fire State are Itachi and Setsuna. Who else? Tsunade looked at Dan. Kakashi, He also has to do some things on behalf of Sakumo. After that, let Shikamaru, Tenten, Shino, Kiba and the others go. Ever since Neji and Rock Lee went, these kids have been clamoring to go to the ninja world. Page 95. Dune laughed. These children? Relax, Tsunade. Although these children are not as strong as Lee and Neji, they are definitely not weak. For people in the ninja world, there shouldn't be any problem. Okay, then what about the people in Leisure? Tsunade thought about it and looked at the 4th generation AI, the governor of Liking. The problem of spacetime particle reduction, it's really troublesome. I promised my father that I would go with him. Now, I can only inconvenience my father. As for the candidates, let's pick me and Kurabi. Governor Lei, the 4th generation of AI, complained. Governor Lei is going too? This doesn't seem right. Who will manage Leisure if you go there? He frowned. Tusk, you think I'm such an idiot? If it wasn't for the sake of stabilizing the people of Leisure, how could a reckless man like me be given the turn to be the governor? It makes no difference whether Leisure has me or not. But back on topic, the secret discussion must be kept secret, and my father must not know about it in advance, otherwise it will be troublesome. The 4th generation of the Leisure governor, AI, looked cautious and lowered his voice by several degrees. Don't worry. The others also responded with a smile. Then you two will go to Leisure. What about Shuju? Tsunade looked at Mei Terumi. Kisame is very interested in the fact that he has joined Akatsuki in another world, and he wants to join in the fun. The other candidate is Shiro and Kimimaro. Mizunagi's Terumaime smiled. Deidara and Kiritsuchi will lead the way for me, said Yamachi Lord Onoki. Gaara will lead a few iron guards to the oasis, said Luo Sha. I understand, Orochimaru. Please calculate whether the current space-time particles can support everyone to go to the ninja world. Imperial Tsunade nodded and finally looked at Orochimaru. Don't worry, it's okay. Imperial Orochimaru smiled and nodded. As a smart man, in order to make the time travel foolproof, he reduced the original 65% of space-time particles to 50%. How could this not work? Then everyone, get ready immediately. Stay here and I'll call Tsunade and Kakashi. Just call Sasuke over there, and then you can set off. Imperial Tsunade finally said this and turned to leave. Chapter 96. The Imperial Expeditionary Force enters Konoha 96. The others also left one by one. They looked relaxed and not nervous at all. It seems that he has entered the ninja world to find Naruto, and there may be a conflict with the entire ninja world because of the Imperial identity. Just a simple travel action. A few hours later, a pillar of light that reaches the sky burst out from Lulan in the ninja realm. Tsunade, Kakashi, Sasuke, and other people from the ninja world appeared one after another, looking at the barren desert. Among the people in the Empire, Ino, who was dressed stylishly like a popular star, smiled. This is Lulan in the ninja world. It's completely destroyed. I felt a strong historical atmosphere. Imperial Shinamichi wrapped in a black cloak. I hate the environment here. The sand hits my skin and it feels uncomfortable. Wearing a white gown inside, a light blue coat outside, and sports shorts underneath, Tianren, who looks particularly cool, looks disgusted. Ime Grandmaster version ha. I can finally see myself in this world. I don't know if he has embarrassed me. Imperial Fang laughed. I heard that I'm a ninja from a rebel ninja organization in this world, and I even captured the Kazekage Gaara. Doesn't that seem bad? Imperial Deidara said, glancing at Imperial Gaara. That only means that I am weaker in this world. Gaara of the Empire crossed his arms over his chest, looking indifferent. In this world, I seem to be a member of the rebellious ninja organization called Akatsuki, just like Deidara. I want his same Hada sword. Imperial Kisame rode. So this is what Mr. Kisame is here for? Isn't this a bad idea? Is this too much of a bully for the other Kisame-san? Next to Imperial Kisame, a beautiful woman in white clothes and with long, smooth ice blue hair said, HMPH. Naive little brat, why do you think Lord Shuju allowed me to come to this world? Imperial Kisame laughed strangely. Listen to what these imperial people say. Tsunade and Kakashi of the ninja world couldn't help but look at each other. They all saw a hint of nervousness in their eyes. Why do I feel like these guys are a little unreliable? Relax, Hokage-sama, Kakashi-kun. They just have eccentric personalities, but they are actually quite reliable people. Imperial Itachi, who was wearing the uniform of the Uchiha clan, noticed the worry of the two and comforted them. Upon hearing this, Tsunade and Kakashi of the ninja realm could not help but glance at Uchiha Setsuna, who was grinning beside them, and thought to themselves, you two actually give me a rather unreliable feeling, especially Elder Setsuna. I always feel like something big is going to happen because of him. But no matter what they thought, the two of them would not say it directly. Of course, we never doubt the capabilities of the Empire, Tsunade of the ninja world said harmoniously on the surface. Then let us set off and return to Konoha. Then His Excellency the Hokage will convene a meeting of the 5 Kage to let the other villages know of the existence of the Empire and integrate into it. In addition, the Empire will also send people to retrieve Uzumaki Naruto as soon as possible. Imperial Itachi said. Naruto, you useless loser, are always causing us trouble. He has mastered the power of martial arts, but he was captured by a mere Akatsuki organization. The last one is the last one. In the ninja world, Sasuke looked down upon and felt somewhat unhappy. Let's go. Let's go back. After Tsunade of the ninja world finished speaking, the group began to fly through the yellow sand at an extremely fast speed. Konoha, the main entrance. Today, the gate of Konoha is not as deserted as usual. Instead, a large group of ninjas gathered there, many of them standing on the wall and looking into the distance as if they were welcoming something. Until a ninja shouted, "Here they come." A large number of ninjas are heading here. Is it Hokage-sama, Kakashi and the others? It should be. Are they finally here? The people of the Empire, when the ninjas heard this, they all fell silent and looked nervous. Don't be so nervous. The predecessor of the Empire evolved from Konoha, so in essence, we are all one family. Empire's Rock Lee looked at the nervous faces of the Konoha people and spoke to comfort them. That being said, but I still can't help it, that's right. Seeing the Empire's martial arts tournament and the strength of those masters, how could I not be nervous? That's a being that can crush us to death with just a flick of its finger. It feels like the legendary ninja I've always heard of is about to appear before my eyes. There is the ninja way. Then everyone, relax with me. Let's burn our blood and youth together. Oh. Come on. Let's burn together. Empire's Lai swung his arms and roared to the sky. Oh, I can feel it, Lai from another world. Burn. Youth. Passion. Oh. Kai yelled along. Teacher Kai. Big brother Lai. Oh. Ninja World's Rock Lee also roared. When the other people around saw this, they looked at each other for a while and suddenly felt like laughing. This Imperial Xiao Lai is as silly as our Xiao Lai. Actually, there is no need to think too much. Come on. Shikamaru, Tenten, Neji, let's all burn together. Seeing that no one responded, Empire Lai initiated an invitation. No, we feel much better now. Ninja World Ningji shook his head calmly. Oh. No matter what, Boss Kai, Xiao Lai, let's keep burning. Oh. The three continued to yell until the people of the Empire quickly arrived at the gate of Konoha village and landed one by one. The three of them stopped yelling. We're finally here. Everyone looks so enthusiastic. Are they here to welcome us? Teikoku Ina winked and waved at everyone in Konoha lively, as if she was meeting her fans. Ah, it's me from another world. It's me as expected. I look so beautiful no matter what I wear. Page 96. Ino from the ninja world stepped out of the crowd and greeted Ino from the Empire. I saw myself in another world. Why does he look so dumb? Imperial Fang looked at Ninja Kai Fang's appearance and couldn't help but complain. Then he looked at the dog beside him and said, "Hey, me from another world, what's the name of the dog next to you?" Its name is Akamaru, and he's my best friend. Where is the dog beside you? Shinobi Kaiga asked back. Hey it? I call it Red God. Isn't it a more impressive name than your Akamaru? Imperial Tooth said proudly. The Shikamaru in the two worlds looked at each other, smiled and nodded. Wow, you look a little thin, my other world self. Don't you usually have enough food to eat? The 2-meter-tall, fat-covered Imperial Choji, who looked to be at least 500 pounds, looked at Ninja World Choji and asked with a smile. I usually eat a lot. Ninja World Choji was a little shy. Among the people of Konoha, many of them communicated harmoniously with their imperial selves. Seeing this, Shikaku raised the corner of his mouth slightly and slowly walked towards Tsunade, who was at the front of the team. Hokage-sama, welcome back. At the same time, his eyes glanced at the indifferent Itachi and Kakashi beside Tsunade, the unfriendly Setsuna, and the curious-looking third-generation AI, Killer Bee, Kisame, Deidara, Gaara, and other people from other states. I'm back. Let's go back to the conference room. I have a lot of important things to announce, and I also have to find a way to find Naruto. Tsunade smiled and nodded, and was about to lead a group of Imperial people into Konoha. Just now, a gloomy voice sounded. Tsunade, don't even think about doing that. Because of you, the Nine Tails was captured and Konoha lost its position as the leader of the 5 major ninja villages. Are you now eager to find some backers so that Konoha can become your one-man show? Is this all you have brought to Konoha as Hokage? As Hokage, you are such a failure. A group of ninjas heard the sound and moved away. Danzo, who was covered in bandages, was supported by 2 root members and slowly came in front of Tsunade of the ninja world and the people of the empire, blocking their way. Danzo Tsunade in the ninja world looked grim. The Imperial Itachi narrowed his eyes. The Empire was furious. Danzo from another world. How dare you do such a thing that is outrageous to both humans and gods, and now you dare to appear in front of Uchiha. HMPH. Fake ghosts, I don't have time to deal with you now. Danzo snorted coldly, glanced at the Empire Setsuna with disdain, and said to Tsunade of the ninja realm again, Tsunade, as the Hokage, have you ever considered everything that is happening now? That's because you have been deceived by the scammers around you and believed everything they said. If you hadn't asked a group of people to watch the Imperial Capital Martial Arts Tournament, how could all the ninjas be so lax? So much so that the Nine Tails Jinchuriki disappeared. What's even more outrageous is that among the group of scammers around you, there are 2 traitorous ninjas from Konoha. You are not worthy of being a Hokage. Tsunade, Danzo shouted, and without waiting for Tsunade to reply, he turned to the Konoha ninja beside him and said, Everyone. The 5th Hokage was bewitched and could not distinguish between reality and falsehood. He believed the lies of the Empire. Now they want to lure these foreign scammers into the village and destroy the foundation of Konoha. I must now unite the 2 advisors of Konoha and remove Tsunade, the stupid and incompetent Hokage, here, for the prosperity of Konoha. His voice fell behind him. Maidaman En and Utain Koharu walked slowly to Danzo's side and at the same time looked towards Tsunade in the ninja realm. Tsunade, stop your stupid tricks now. Our Konoha is the leader among the 5 major ninja villages. As long as we work together, we will be the strongest. You were actually deceived by some tricks and wanted to join a group of scammers. It's so ridiculous. Not only did Konoha become largely desolate, but the Nine Tails was also lost. What you have done is no longer worthy of being the shadow of a village. Now, after consultation with Danzo, we have decided to exercise our advisory authority and dismiss the current Hokage. What? Remove the Hokage. A group of Konoha ninjas looked at the 3 advisory elders in surprise. 97. Chapter 96. The 3 Hokage of the Impure World. The Judgment of the Empire. 97. You 3 old guys, are you still going to cause trouble for me at this time? Tsunade from the ninja realm was even more furious. Veins on her forehead bulged as she roared, and her right fist made a crackling sound. If there hadn't been so many people around her, she might have rushed up and punched these 3 old guys. How dare you? Tsunade, you're going too far. How dare you insult us like that? Even when Hiruzen was the Hokage, he was not as arrogant as you. Arrogant? Utain Koharu yelled angrily. Everyone has seen it now, right? The Hokage of Konoha, Tsunade Senju, has no talent or virtue, has lost the 9 tails, and has been bewitched. Is she still qualified to be the Hokage? Tell me, is she qualified? Maidam and Yan shouted at the same time. Konoha F3 glanced at the Konoha ninjas with a proud look. The ninjas looked at each other with complicated expressions. That's enough. You 3 idiots. Lu Jiu, Ding Zuo and Hai asked the 3 consultants to go back and have a good rest and not continue to embarrass themselves in front of the distinguished guests. Besides, I'm very busy right now and have a lot of things to deal with. Tsunade roared. You three, you should go back and get some rest. As Hokage-sama said, we are very busy right now. Lu Jiu stood up at this time. His tone was helpless, as if he was trying to coax an old man. This made Danzo and the other two blush. Shikaku, are you still so stubborn that you want to help the already confused and foolish Tsunade? We have always been very clear about what we are doing, but the three of you seem to have not figured out the current situation in Konoha and the changes in the world. Shikaku said, helplessly ridiculous. Danzo shouted angrily and looked at the other ninjas. Have all the ninjas of Konoha seen this? Not only is the Hokage confused, but even the Ina Shikicho trio who are close to him are in trouble. We must drive Tsunade and these stupid guys out of Konoha to restore Konoha to its former glory. The other Konoha ninjas remained silent after hearing this. Hey, Tsunade from another world, this Danzo, has he always been like this? The third generation of the Empire, AI, couldn't help but speak. What a nagging fellow. If this fellow were in Leiju and dared to talk to Big Brother like this, I would have punched him in the head. Isn't Princess Tsunade in this world too good-tempered? Empire Killer held the back of his head with both hands and smiled strangely. What is noteworthy is that he has 4 other arms under his arms, holding 4 swords and throwing and catching them in the air, as if he is juggling. This old thing has a bad face. Do you want me to teach him? I like people the most. Imperial Kasama also said. This is Konoha's family affair. You don't need to worry about it for now. We have more important things to do now. Please give me some time to deal with them. Tsunade from the ninja world side paused and was about to say something. Deal with? You actually want to deal with us? Who do you think you are? Danzo looked gloomy. The other 2 F2s were also furious and started shouting. But the others ignored them. Princess Tsunade of this world, can you tell me how you plan to deal with Danzo? Teikoku Setsuna came in front of everyone and looked at Danzo with a gloomy face. Take them to the Konoha prison to calm down for a while, said Tsunade from the ninja world. And then? Let him out. Although they are a little stupid and keep causing trouble for me, they are Konoha's advisors after all. Tsunade from the ninja world frowned, with a helpless look on her face. Am I wrong, consultant? Compared to consultants, they should be considered as heinous criminals. The Empire laughed strangely. What do you mean? Tsunade from the ninja world looked surprised. Others also frowned. Haha, it seems that Princess Tsunade is still unaware of the sins that Danzo once committed. No, not just Danzo, but also Maidamonin, Udatain Koharu, and the former Saruto by Hiruzen. These 4 bastards. They have all committed heinous crimes. This kind of crime is enough to be punished by death in the Empire. How could such a person hold a high position in Konoha for so many years? It's ridiculous. The Empire roared in an instant, pointing at the 3 advisors and screaming. The rest of the Konoha people were shocked and at a loss as to what to do. The faces of Danzo, Midokado and Udatain Koharu turned red. How dare you? How dare you? Where did this liar come from? How dare you humiliate us like this? Quick, make this guy shut up. Udatain Koharu yelled with his face flushed. Yes, sir. A Konoha ninja who was protecting Koharu Udatain responded, and with a flash of his body, he rushed straight towards the Imperial Setsuna. See this. Everyone in the Empire, Tsunade and Kakashi from the ninja world. Indifferent. A group of Konoha ninjas wanted to stop it, but it happened too suddenly. Another reason was that this ninja was not weak and had the strength of a Jonin, so he could not react in time and could only watch the other party pounce on the Empire Setsuna. Idiot. You are a mediocre person without any martial arts skills or Uchiha bloodline, and you dare to face me. Page 97. Saruta Hiko no Mikoto. The Empire Setsuna raised his right hand. A blood-red light appeared in his eyes, and 3 Magatama appeared and connected into one next moment. An astonishing thing happened. The ninja who was originally approaching the Empire Setsuna kept his feet moving back and forth on the ground, but his position did not change at all. This made him show a trace of fear, and then the ground twisted and turned into a pair of invisible hands that dragged him into the ground, leaving only half of his head exposed. Damn it! How could this happen? The ninja struggled, trying to break out of the ground, but the ground didn't move at all far away. Danzo looked into Teikoku Setsuna's eyes and shouted in horror, "Manjikaya Sharingan? How could a liar like you possibly possess such power?" He couldn't help but feel nervous. Could the other party's identity be real? No, it's impossible. No matter what, there is no way anyone can be stronger than the first Hokage. He is the god of ninja, a being with true divine power. Manjikyo Sharingan? How is that possible, Danzo? Didn't you say they were all a bunch of liars? Yurutane Koharu screamed in horror, but halfway through, she closed her mouth and her expression changed. On the contrary, the original people of Konoha couldn't help but breathe a sigh of relief when they saw this scene. At the same time, I couldn't help but smile, thinking that I was worrying too much. The powerful men of the Empire are so strong, how can ordinary ninjas threaten them? Idiot, in front of Uchiha Manjikyo, you are nothing but an ant. My Saruta Hiko no Makoto has the power to control the earth. As long as I stand on the earth, I am invincible. The Imperial Setsuna sneered. Ninja World Sasuke nodded in agreement. That's right. Ordinary people are just ants in front of Uchiha Manjikyo. Damn it. As Konoha's ninjas, are you just going to watch these outsiders run rampant? Danzo was frightened and shouted with a cold face. Everyone in Konoha remained indifferent. He only has control of the root, and the power he has is far from that of a real Hokage. Danzo, you will be punished soon. Don't worry, it will be very soon. Teikoku Setsuna sneered and then shouted, Abido. Did you bring everything? The vortex distorts the air. Imperial Abido handed 3 pieces of dry rotten meat to Imperial Setsuna. The vortex spun again. 3 men with peaceful looks on their faces were also brought out. These 3 men seemed to be death row prisoners in Konoha prison. How did they end up in Abido-kun's hands? A Konoha ninja recognized the identities of the 3 people and couldn't help but say, "Use him to complete a spell and then judge a criminal." Imperial Abido said. Empire immediately took out a scroll with a grim smile, cut open the body of the condemned man, and drew out some blood. Judgment. It's about to begin. Impure world reincarnation. The Empire seals in an instant. 3 coffins slowly emerged from the ground. Everyone was shocked when they saw this and thought of the war when Orochimaru invaded Konoha more than 3 years ago. Immortal reincarnation. What exactly does Elder Setsuna want to do with it? Some Konoha ninjas shouted in fear. Trial. I said, I will judge the guilty bastards and make sure those despicable and dirty people who died in the name of heroes get the punishment they deserve. Empire replied instantly. The coffin slowly opened. The faces of the 3 Hokage, the first, second, and third, were revealed. Damn it! Look at what you have done. Supporting a fool like Tsunade, and then letting these guys summon the previous Hokage. If Konoha is destroyed, you will be the biggest sinners. Danzo shouted angrily. A group of Konoha ninjas looked blushing, angry, and confused. 3 Hokages. Elder Shanda, you are really going too far by communicating with the dead. Even if your empire is powerful, you shouldn't do such a thing. Some Konoha ninjas were angry and clenched their fists. Even the ninja world's Tsunade frowned. Elder Setsuna, I need an explanation. You will know. Empire replied instantly. The 3 Hokage slowly opened their eyes. Seeing a group of people from Konoha gathered together, they were all shocked. Everyone from Konoha? Damn it! Orochimaru, is that you? Saruto by Hiruzen looked angry and turned his head to look back. This is Konoha? Why am I here again? Is he the same junior as before? The first generation of Senju Hashirama turned his head away with a depressed look on his face. Something seems to be wrong. The second generation Senju Tabarama was observant and frowned. The first and third Hokage were both stunned when they saw the group of people behind them. Tsuna, is that you, Tsuna? The first Hokage recognized the mature Tsunade as soon as he saw her and yelled, "Grandpa, it's me." Tsunade from the ninja world responded with a complicated expression. "Ah, it's really Tsuna. Even though she's grown a lot, she's still as cute as she was when she was little. You're worthy of being my granddaughter. Ha 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 ha." Senju Hashirama laughed happily. "Orochimaru isn't here. Then how did we get out? Wait, you're Uchiha Setsuna? Aren't you dead? And there's Itachi, the fourth Reikiju Kakashi's. What the hell is going on?" Tsunade. The third Hokage looked confused. 98. Chapter 97 Overturning the Verdict. Konoha F4 is about to go to hell. 98. Hearing the words of the two Hokage beside him, the second Hokage couldn't help but turn his head and look at the group of people behind him with a frown. "Tsuna-chan, you've grown up a lot." "Second Grandpa, I'm sorry for disturbing you and Great-Grandpa again." Tsunade from the ninja world looked ashamed. "It doesn't matter, I developed this ninjutsu, and I had expected this day to come." "Uchiha Setsuna, you evil Uchiha kid, are you still alive?" he said, looking at Imperial Itachi and Ninja World Sasuke again, his eyes filled with disgust. "Evil Uchiha? You evil old Senju ghost." Without your majesty's correction, his character remains as twisted and evil as ever. The evil personalities of Sarutobi Hiruzen and Shimura Danzo were all inherited from you. You are also the worst bastard. The Empire scolded him rudely without giving the second generation any face at all. Senju Tabarama and others listened to Teikoku Setsuna's words with twitching mouths and anger on their faces. But more people were still surprised by what came out of Empire Shanta's mouth. Many people agree that Danzo is evil, but what about the third Hokage? He is Konoha's kind old grandfather, how could he be evil? Senju Hashirama was stunned for a moment, then he couldn't help but slap his thigh. "Ha ha 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 ha, this is so funny, you evil old Senju. Tabarama, look at yourself. I told you before to treat Uchiha well, but you always call others like that. Now you have become like this too, right?" "Humph." Senju Tabarama snorted coldly and did not refute, but said, "Monkey and Danzo? What did they do? You have done something that is outrageous to both God and man, so I summoned you to be judged this time." The Empire said instantly, "What nonsense. Master Satsuki, Sensei, you must not be deceived by this guy. This Uchiha Setsuna is a fake. The real Uchiha Setsuna died long ago. Today's Konoha is in a state of disrepair under Tsunade's governments. The society was in chaos and Kyuubi was arrested. This Uchiha Setsuna and the people behind him are all shields she used to cover up her mistakes." Danzo yelled, "Tsuna is the Hokage? Konoha is in trouble under Tsuna's rule. Isn't this the end?" When Hashirama Senju heard this, he immediately became depressed. He squatted down, hugged his head, and screamed in despair. "Are you Danzo? Why are you in this state?" Senju Tabarama finally recognized Danzo. "For Konoha, this is a necessary sacrifice, Sensei," Danzo said seriously. Sarutobi Hiruzen stood aside with a complicated expression. Danzo, evil master and disciple. "Disgusting." The Empire Setsuna looked disgusted. "The first and second Hokage of Konoha in the ninja world. Let me explain to you the current situation and our identities." Imperial Itachi then took a step forward, drawing everyone's attention. "What the hell is going on, Itachi?" the third generation asked, but he felt that this Itachi was very strange. "This is what happened." Imperial Itachi did not respond to the third generation, but just spoke to himself. Soon the first, second, and third generations learned the identities of everyone in the Empire. Page 98. The first generation of Senju Hashirama exclaimed in amazement, "Oh, this is incredible. I didn't expect that besides the world we live in, there is actually a similar world." The descendants of the Senju clan unified the ninja world and formed an empire. They are so amazing. Brother, if you hadn't been too merciful and spared the other ninja villages, we in Konoha could have unified the ninja world as well. Senju Tabarama interrupted, looking a little unhappy. Regarding unification, it was a rare point on which he and Uchiha Madara agreed. It's a pity that my brother lost his temper at that time. Ah, is that so? Senju Hashirama was stunned. Isn't it? As for the ninjas from other ninja villages in your hands, big brother, they are no different from ordinary people. I'm sorry, it's just that I felt sorry for the people in other ninja villages. When I thought about the possibility of many people dying if we started a war, Senju Hashirama scratched his head, feeling somewhat ashamed. As far as I know, it was because the first Hokage did not unify the ninja world that major events such as the Second and Third World Wars occurred. Let Konoha and even the whole world fall into war. The population has not been growing. Sir Hokage, you are a kind person, but you are not a qualified leader or ruler. The Imperial Itachi also said at this time. Sorry, it's all my fault. Senju Hashirama squatted down again and drew circles. Brother, you are the first Hokage of Konoha and the legendary god of ninja. Could you please not look so embarrassing in front of so many people? Senju Tabarama scolded angrily. Yes, I'm sorry, stand up. Whoa, Senju Hashirama stood up with a wronged look on his face. This posture left the onlookers stunned. So is this the first Hokage? The third Hokage stood next to the two Hokage, feeling as if he was a little redundant. He had an awkward expression, but at the same time he looked at the people of the Empire who were constantly staring at him with a look of surprise. Shadai-sama, teacher, do you really believe what these liars say? Danzo spoke at this time. Let's just believe a small part of it for now. What do you want to say, Danzo? The second generation of Senju Tabarama said with a serious expression, and the invisible majesty of his teacher was released. Danzo originally wanted to say something, but when he looked at the second generation's majestic face, he instantly recalled the terrifying nature of his former teacher and shrank back. Tell me, why did the Uchiha from another world summon us out? What was it all about? Asked Senju Tabarama. As Elder Setsuna said, for the sake of judgment. Imperial Itachi said. What is being judged? Who is being judged? Danzo Shimura, Koharu Udatain, En of Maidokado, and Herzen Sarutobi. Imperial Itachi said. You guys, Danzo was angry and was about to lose his temper. The second Hokage gave him a look and he immediately became dispirited again. The third Hokage, Utain Koharu, and Maidokado En's expressions changed, but due to the teacher's authority, they did not speak. What mistake did the four of them make? Senju Tabarama continued to ask. Torturing and slandering fellow villagers, abusing the descendants of heroes, and brutally slaughtering innocent families, is this considered a serious crime? Evil thousand-handed old ghost. Empire Shanya shouted at this time. The other people in Konoha all changed color when they heard this. You are talking nonsense. When have the three advisors and the Hokage ever done such a thing? The three advisors don't know, but it's absolutely impossible for the three generations to do so. The third Hokage's old face showed anxiety. The second Hokage stopped him with a look again. Keep talking. If you are slandering them, we will not show you mercy. Don't think that the impure land can trap us just by turning around. Humph. Do you think you can do it? Empire smiled disdainfully and then continued, but I also want to expose the dirty deeds of these four bastards to the public, so I will tell everything. First, they harmed and slandered their fellow villagers. Shimura Danzo, Utain Koharu, Maidokado En, Sarutobi Hiruzen. You four bastards, you should not have forgotten Kakashi's father, Hadake Sakumo, right? The Empire roared instantly. When the four heard the name again, they were shocked. There was a hint of panic in his eyes. Even Kakashi from the ninja realm was shocked and whispered in confusion, "Father, harming and slandering fellow villagers? What does that mean?" "You will understand everything soon, but you must stay calm." Imperial Kakashi gently patted Ninja World Kakashi's shoulder. "Of course we know Hadake Sakumo. What do you want to do by mentioning him now?" Miss Yudo Menyon suppressed his uneasiness and said, "Hadake Sakumo, an elite Jonin from the Hidden Leaf Village, father of Hadake Kakashi, holding a chakra short sword that emits white light. A talented ninja known as Konoha White Fang who is very powerful. Its name is known throughout the world. Even the legendary three ninjas have to respect him. Legend has it that once the enemy encounters White Fang, they can simply abandon their mission and return to the village to report." "What do the first and second generation ninjas think of this?" the Empire asked instantly. "Oh, if you meet White Fang, you can just abandon the mission and return to the village to report. I didn't expect that Konoha would have such an amazing ninja. This is really amazing." Hashirama's eyes lit up and he said happily, "The pillar of Konoha, the flame of hope for the future, and a very remarkable ninja." Senju Tabarama thought about it and nodded in approval. Yes, Hadake Sakumo and Konoha White Fang, who should have been the backbone of Konoha and the flame of hope for the future, have experienced many battles and are well known. But such a person was framed and died. The Empire sneered. The moment the words fell, all the Konoha people's expressions changed drastically. Framed? What on earth is going on? Didn't White Fang commit suicide out of shame for failing the mission? What does this have to do with the four adults? Uchiha Setsuna from another world. What nonsense is he talking about? Don't think that just because you are from the Empire, you can slander the third generation at will. Father Shinobi Kakashi clenched his fists. What nonsense are you trying to talk about? White Fang committed suicide. What does it have to do with us? Danzo's expression changed at this time, and he could no longer hold back and shouted. He wanted to say something else. The Empire immediately roared, "Itachi!" Exclamation! The Imperial Itachi's eyes widened, and a pair of kaleidoscopes appeared. The powerful pupil power exploded, freezing Danzo in place. He was unable to speak and could only reveal expressions of resentment, shock, and anger. "Don't bark here. It's trial time now, so just listen until it's your turn." The Empire roared instantly, then glanced at the other three old guys. Another pair of Mangekyo. The evil power of the Uchiha brat really cannot be underestimated. Kainchu Tabarama frowned and thought to himself, but immediately continued. Continue. 99. Chapter 98. Konoha F4's reputation is ruined. 99. Committing suicide out of shame? That's ridiculous. How could a genius ninja like Hadake Sakumo commit suicide out of shame over a simple mission failure? The Empire sneered. Then what is it because? Someone asked in a trembling voice. Because he discovered the darkness of Konoha and his own redundancy. The Empire's voice was cold. It made everyone in Konoha shudder. Darkness in Konoha? Redundancy? What does this mean? Elder Setsuna, what is going on? Why do you say that father is redundant? Ninja World Kakashi's eyes were covered with red and his voice was trembling. Senju Tabarama seemed to be thinking about something at this time. He squinted his eyes and glanced at his two disciples and two guards, and each of them looked evasive. This made his heart sink. Elder Shauna, what exactly do you mean? Explain clearly. Page 99. Ninja World Tsunade shouted. After the Second World War, Hadake Sakumo's reputation was at its peak. Even worse than the Sannin at that time. The existence of Hadake Sakumo has become somewhat redundant, because he is blocking the path of someone who might become Hokage. Empire Setsuna said this. Everyone in Konoha was shocked again. It's blocking other people from becoming Hokage? Who is it blocking? Why? Hurry. Tsunade from the ninja world couldn't stand the Empire Setsuna's procrastination anymore and yelled. Of course it's Danzo Shimura. Who else could it be? Teikoku Setsuna sneered. Shimura Danzo? Hokage? The others looked at Danzo, who was frozen. Danzo's old face turned red and he couldn't open his mouth to explain. In the past, Advisor Danzo was a pillar of Konoha who was able to compete with the third Hami. Why do you say that? Advisor Danzo shouldn't be that kind of person. Some people are skeptical. However, there were some people who knew Danzo better and looked thoughtful. Shimura Danzo lost the competition with Saruto by Hiruzen for the position of Hokage and never accepted it. He fantasized about how to take back the position of Hokage every day. If you want to become the fourth Hokage, you must naturally eliminate the redundant person Hadake Sakumo. Teikoku Setsuna continued. But even if Danzo Shimura wants to eliminate Sakumo, what does it have to do with the teacher? Asked Tsunade of the ninja world. Because at that time, Saruto by Hiruzen wanted his most beloved disciple Orochimaru to succeed him. Hadake Sakumo overpowered the three ninjas and greatly threatened Orochimaru's position. What? Orochimaru? No, this is impossible. The third-generation master would never do such a thing. Many ninjas looked towards the third Hokage. Monkey, what's going on? Senju Tobirama asked. Teacher, I don't know about these things. Saruto by Hiruzen lowered his eyes and said softly. Don't even think about quibbling. Saruto by Hiruzen, as the Hokage, you actually want to say that you didn't know about it? That's ridiculous. I think everyone hasn't forgotten it, right? At that time, almost everyone in the streets and alleys of Konoha knew that Hadake Sakumo had caused Konoha to suffer heavy losses because of the failure of the mission. Is this reasonable? How could a mission carried out by a master like Hadake Sakumo actually be known to a group of ordinary people? People in the streets were talking about it. The answer is obvious. Someone is fanning the flames. Someone wants to escalate the situation. Someone wants to tarnish Hadake Sakumo's reputation. The Imperial Instant voice rose. Everyone in Konoha looked at the changes in the eyes of the third Hokage and Danzo. While discussing this, do you know why he failed in his mission? He chose his companions over his mission. Why would such a loyal and righteous person, who inherited the will of fire, be criticized by everyone? Does your so-called will of fire in Konoha mean that you should abandon your companions and watch them die without helping them? In this case, have you ever thought that one day you will also be abandoned and sacrificed? Some people looked ashamed. The most ridiculous thing is that the ninjas who were rescued at that time were not only not grateful to Sakumo who saved them, but they also bit Hadake Sakumo afterwards. It's really shameful. Tell me, is this the will of fire? Is this your Konoha? The Empire roared instantly. Father. Shinobi Kakashi gritted his teeth. Damn it. Who are those guys? We don't need such bastards in Konoha. The first Hokage was also very angry at this time. Abaido. The Imperial Setsuna shouted again. The air swirls and twists. Two older men tied up appeared in front of everyone. Looking at the crowd, the two men shouted with joy, Everyone, save us. The people from this empire are crazy and have kidnapped us. After saving you, will you bite me back and make me the object of despise by everyone in Konoha? Teikoku Setsuna suddenly said from the side. The two men's expressions changed drastically. You. What are you talking about? What do you mean by saving us? We will become the object of everyone's scorn. Everyone, please save us. The two looked at the people of Konoha in front of them again, and their hearts beat violently when they saw their contemptuous expressions. Huh? Have you forgotten about Hadake Sakumo? Hadake Sakumo. Several people's faces changed again, and they trembled all over. You. What do you mean? You beasts. Hadake Sakumo saved your lives, but you didn't even show any gratitude. You even turned against him afterwards. Are you still human? You beasts! Who asked him to be saved? It was because of this. He caused the village to suffer heavy losses at that time. That's right. As a ninja, you should always consider the village first. People who cause the village to suffer huge losses deserve to die. Both of them were stubborn asshole. Kakashi from the ninja world was extremely angry and wanted to kill these two guys right now, but fortunately, Kakashi from the Empire was always stopping him. Look, is this the beast raised by the wool of fire? It really has no morals or gratitude at all. The Empire smiled sarcastically. What nonsense are you two bastards talking about? Although the village is important, the companions are also part of the village. The purpose of establishing the village itself is to protect the companions. Hadake Sakumo saved you, which was the right thing to do, and you don't even want to thank him? You even want him dead. You two are such evil creatures. You are not worthy of being members of Konoha. As the first Hokage, I will now deprive you of your status as Konoha villagers. Beside him, Hashirama Senju was also roaring. Hearing this loud shout, the two turned their heads to look at Senju Hashirama, whose face turned pale. Sir Hokage. The two men trembled all over. Humph. The first Hokage still has some conscience, Empire Setsuna said, and immediately said, but Master Shodai, do you know that these two beasts would not dare to bite Sakumo if no one instigated them to do so? Setsuna-kun means monkey and Danso. Senju Hashirama followed up. Sama Shodame, the Sandame wanted to explain. Monkey, be quiet. The second generation shouted. Go ahead and explain everything that happened back then. The Empire looked at the two of them in an instant, and the kaleidoscope turned. The two of them soon fell into a stagnation. We were rescued by Sakumo and returned to the village, so we wanted to express our gratitude. But Danzo-sama found us, and he gave us a lot of money and asked us to humiliate him. What? Is it really Danzo? This guy is actually going to kill a Konoha strongman like Sakumo just because he is eyeing the position of Hokage. Damn it. This is too abominable. Is this something a human being can do? Everyone looked at Danzo with eyes that seemed to want to kill him. Danzo. Kakashi in the ninja world had bloodshot eyes. But even so, Sakumo's death can only be considered an accident, right? There are still ninjas who are puzzled. Idiot, if you made the right choice but were wrongly accused and slandered by the whole village, and wanted to contact your two partners to prove it, but were humiliated by them, and then you found out that there was an advisor named Danzo and the Hokage behind it, what would you think? The Empire instantly yelled. I don't know. The king wants his subject to die. The subject has to die. When Sakumo discovered that the Hokage was behind this, he knew that he was redundant. Therefore, for the sake of his son and the reputation of the Hadake, he had no choice but to commit suicide. Do you idiots understand now? Teikoku Setsuna sighed and told the reason why Sakumo committed suicide. The expressions of everyone in Konoha were extremely complicated. Monkey, did you really do that? Hashirama looked at the Sandai with a gloomy face. Shodai-sama, Danzo told me at the time that he just wanted to lower Sakumo's reputation. I never expected that Sakumo would go to that extent, the third generation said with a guilty look on his face. Really? This is all true. How could the third Sama do this? Many people looked miserable. Monkey, you disappoint me so much. Hashirama said. Monkey, it seems that choosing you as Hokage was a mistake I made. Senju Tabarama also said. Master Saoshi, teacher, don't call me teacher. I have never taught a disciple like you. Senju Tabarama said coldly. The third generation immediately lowered his head. It's all my fault. You are wrong for more than just that. You are a cowardly, incompetent, and indecisive old bastard. But you are still responsible enough to admit it directly, which saves us from using kaleidoscopes to get you to talk. I'll let you go for now. I will continue to pronounce your sentence later. Now the Imperial Setsuna cursed, and then threw the two guys who killed Sakumo in the past in front of Kakashi of the ninja realm. They're yours now. Ninja World Kakashi had a cold face and drew out the headache short sword that he had regained control of. The Empire instantly withdrew its pupil power. The two men woke up and looked at the face of Ninja World Kakashi and the knife in his hand, and they were terrified. Wait, Kakashi, what do you want to do? Alright, legends, that's it for today. If you're ready for the next chapter, smash that like button and flood the comments right now. Remember, we've got 3 days to prove this story needs to continue. Subscribe so you don't miss the drop, and I'll meet you in the next audiobook.